morning, hello everyone, and welcome to week 4 of Blades in the Dark. We Get Fucked. That's the title. Things are going to go horribly wrong now. Or the clock, the clock simulator RPG. But hi everyone, how are we all doing?
Sorry.
I'm, as I said off stream, I'm ecstatically knackered. Yep. Because I worked till.
British person should be.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the table, get people to introduce their characters. Then, unfortunately, as I'm the only one here from last week, I'm going to have to do the recap. And then we can figure out how screwed we are from there.
Sounds wonderful.
So, obviously, I'm the host, James CORP. I'm playing Samuel Magpie Garrett. And I'm a lurk. And I come from some other place that I can't remember. I'll have to look it up.
Scotland.
Scotland. Yep, I come from Scotland.
Scotland.
Just a good old Scot.
J-Wall?
If I'm just saying, if you're one from Scotland, surely you should have the iron brew.
I like iron brew. I don't like it anymore. Everything's got fucking sweetness in now. Have you noticed? Everything.
I wonder why. Yeah, so I'm Jay. I'm playing Zavuso Viroki, who is a thingamajig from Thingamajig. He's a noble heir from Tykeros, and he is a spider, so he's supposed to be a devious mastermind. But he has a real problem getting rid of his stress, apparently.
By the way, you're gonna have to start doing stuff to try and fix us before it all goes horribly wrong. Yep, that's what you. That's actually what you're good at.
We'll see.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yes, Spooky. Go ahead.
Well, I'm playing a character called Anaya Bestia. She's a whisperer, which is like a cool magic-y type. And she's from Eruvia, and she has a ghost snake as her little companion. That's it.
Alexia?
Hello, so I'm
Alexis,
Alexis. Yes.
I'm adding letters.
You're definitely knackered. I'm playing Yuzefka Djuric, aka Bloodcrow, who is a leech. Think your usual tinker, which likes to experiment with corpses and ghosts, and might have a little bit too much in common with one of the persons encountered last time.
Hang on, but he was a serial killer.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't technically kill anyone.
Last but not least, Dark Liquid or Monty, whatever you prefer.
Cool. Yes, I'm playing basically everyone else. I'll be ticking all of the clocks and bringing all of the pain for everyone. So we'll be when anyone thinks anything is going to go right, I'll be a person who's ruining it. So.
Thanks. I don't think anything's gone right, to tell you the honest fucking truth, but okay.
I think last session went pretty well. I mean, there's definitely some complications come out of it, but on the whole, it went pretty well. Well, I mean, you might as well tell us about it.
Okay, so at the start, I decided that we needed to sort out Olaf. So I got a letter from the police, or the Blue Coats, to take with me. It wasn't very well worded. It was more of a threat. And I rolled a load of crap, I think. I think I rolled a 1 or something. And basically, Olaf took the letter completely inappropriately and said, "How dare you come here, blah, blah, blah." And now we've got to blow up a police station because that's what he's always asked us, to set fire to a police station. So that's one of the things we've got to do. So that didn't go very well at all. And so basically I was trying to deal with that timer where we need to warn Olaf to back off for a bit, but it didn't pan out very well. And then Olaf is the guy that we first did the job for initially. Do you remember?
Isn't he break or something?
Oh, Olaf is J-Wall's character in fucking Warhammer. That's what I'm getting confused.
Olaf.
Are you not? Oh, I don't know. All right, whatever.
Okay, sorry, I was just making sure it's not a different guy.
What's his
Some
name?
asshole. Yes, that's
Some arsehole.
yeah. Ulf is his name.
Ulf.
Ulf Ironborn.
Big
Yeah.
asshole.
So we did that. Well, that almost went completely tits up, but Gal saved us by basically like trying to remind him about family and shit like that, because he's also Selekavev, whatever, Scottish, and then yeah, and then after that we managed to get a job from his friend over at Pleasure Lane, or whatever it's called. What's the place called? You know, where all the vice Silkshore, yeah.
Yeah,
Pleasure
that's
Lane.
just kind of like the red light district.
Yeah, and basically, this woman, basically, she was in a pickle. It's who he gets his vice from, basically. She has to send over girls and stuff, and basically, the guy who orders them is his parent or his mother or father is on the council or something, and they're like the sixth most powerful family in or noble family in the city. And she can't say no to him because of how powerful his family is. So she sent us over because we needed a score. We wanted to get some capital behind the crew because we didn't have any capital. So we went there. This guy. So I went there as the pimp type person, and Fox and Kissor went as basically the two people who they're basically, you know, who we're going to give to him.
Merchandise.
Yes, merchandise. And basically he'd already had company there already, so it was a bit suspicious, but we managed to blag our way in. I gave Fox my silent potion, and when they went in, I attacked the guard with a stun rod type thing, and pretty much at that same time they drank. Fox drank the potion, and then they beat the hell out of this noble guy, and then there was a hatch down into basically a basement area with another underwater canal thing, which has become a bit of a thing, and they basically kidnapped him. And then while I was in the other room, I literally I almost killed the guy by mistake, saved him, or attempted to fight the complication, and hit my stress level and basically ran away. So we ended up with a lot of gold, or a lot of coins. We ended up with 6 coins. We put 3 into the crew itself, and then we kept 1 each. And then at the end of that, basically we took none of the rep for any of those jobs because we didn't want it coming down on us, especially with this family that's after us. And now we've got the investigators, so we kept it kind of hush hush. And we paid off the blue coats as well because they dragged that woman into the in for questionings, but because we paid them off, they didn't ask her as many questions. But she did hear that the investigators are looking into it because of how their family, how influential their family is. So there is a countdown clock now with the investigators potentially finding us. So yeah. So one thing we might need to do is basically we don't have to dress it up that he's a serial killer. He is a serial killer, but I don't know. We don't know what to do with him. I think they wanted to turn him into a ghost memory, basically.
Yeah, there's so you've got the problem of you have the son of a nobleman, and that nobleman is not just any old nobleman. He's one of the main 6 city councillors. So he's basically one step removed from being on the council himself. which makes him extremely important, by proxy if nothing else. The trouble you got into with Ulf, where you went to try and calm him down and say, like, stop causing problems, and mess that up royally. So instead, he decided, nobody tells me to stop causing problems, and like, we're going to firebomb a police station, but and you're going to help me. So that's not ideal either. You also found, in addition to the coin at the noble's place, he had a strange device, some kind of electroplasmic device that you stole at the same time. So, but nobody knows what it does.
Well, are they possibly gonna bring it to me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, we open the first scene in free play where we're...
What the hell's this? That's what's going to be happening.
We're basically at your lair.
Why is there a guy locked up in one of our carriages?
That's an interesting point, actually, is that given the others aren't here, presumably they've gone off to indulge in vices and make other arrangements and stuff, and you're left. So how is this guy being held? Because you don't really have like a built-in, like, your lair's quite small. You don't necessarily have like a prison inside your lair to hold people, or a cell or anything. So is he like just tied to a chair? Is he like strapped to a bed? Is he like just hog-tied in the corner with a bag over his head? What's going, like, how are you handling this guy? Yeah.
But he's got, like I said, he's got a funnel in his mouth so he can pour food in his throat.
Can we just like put on like a classic pair of handcuffs? Is that a thing in this universe?
Yeah, definitely. Gale had already he had manacles, so he's already manacled him up. And he was severely beaten as well. So
he's missing he's missing a hand as well.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
But how are you going to handcuff him if he misses his hand? He's just going to slip right out.
Yeah, I assume they manacled his good hand to like one of his legs or something, so he's done like that. But Gale said that if he even attempts to escape, it's just going to be savagely beating him until he stops. Like, so I assume that he is being cowed somewhat from attempting to escape at this point. Okay. But that said, I mean, is he just being left laying around on the ground, or chained to like something on the side of a carriage or something, just so?
I feel like it's smart to chain him up because,
cool.
Why not? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, you over the course of like, I mean, you've had him for maybe like 12 hours at this point. He's been like, beaten repeatedly, and he's stopped trying to escape. And like Gale and Raven and whatnot have headed out and left him to the rest of you guys to look after.
I don't know if we're wanting to sell him into slavery or something. I don't know, or whether we want him as a memory, basically, because we did complete the process. By the way, we have completed like how to make.
Mm-hmm. We can use him as like, we can harvest him. Yeah,
I mean, speaking of which, actually, with all of the beatings and whatnot, you've noticed that there's been like the temperature in the air, like sort of surrounding him, is noticeably cooler, and there's almost like a static in the atmosphere at the moment. It's I'm
gonna look at our tinker then, because do you understand what this means?
Okay, well, the thing is, Yuzevka was like locked up in her laboratory while you were about and about. And when she comes out, you can see like that her eyes are rather bloodshot, and her nose is like rather runny. As obviously she's been doing something, and she just like stumbles up to you guys and asks like, "What did you bring in now?"
Well, we brought a guy in.
Who's this bloke?
Well, he's a psychopath. That's what I'll say. He's basically a serial killer.
Did you bring him to make him a memory?
I don't know. I wasn't there when they took him. I was busy running for my life.
We can certainly use him though, as a memory, or we use his brain as like a harvest for memory.
But just remember though, we've got like the investigators after. Well, they're looking into us. We've caught wind of that.
Wait, why investigators after this person? Who did you pick up?
So he's a child of like one of the council members.
Yeah, I mean, you know his name. His name's Aldo Bowmore of the Bowmores. Everyone will know who the Bowmores are. They're a very well-known noble family, one of the 6 most powerful families in Duskwall.
Okay, so for one of our first memory examples, you bring in like one of the most well-known people in this city. Why?
Because he was killing women and just basically not caring.
I'm sorry. Last time I checked, we were not the police.
No,
Damn.
but the police won't do anything, will they? Because
I mean,
they're
it might be the police if we blow up the police station.
Why are we blowing up? Oh my
Good
god!
question.
What did I miss? Oh.
well, so Ulfric wants us to do basically, yeah. We didn't go particularly well. I went to prevent him from, as the Bluecoats asked, basically for him to reel himself back in a bit, but he didn't listen. And then he basically, so he basically like did a typical Ulfric. No, not Ulfric. Oh, I forget his name. Whatever his name is. The annoying one who keeps coming around for tea all the bloody time.
He certainly looks like he'd rather explode to such a threat. Well, while you guys were prancing about, I've finally managed to make the drug. It's I think it's ready to ship. We've decided how to make it. We've decided how we're going to process it. Actually, why am I even bothering explaining it to you? The product is ready. We should start making it.
All right, but we need ghost stuff, don't we? We need like spirit essence, or whatever it's called. Is it spirit essence?
Mm-hmm. Sparrow, would it be too much to ask to extract this person's, this boudoir dude's spirit essence?
I could certainly try. I don't think I've ever done it before, but, I could give it a shot.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, as a crew, you kind of worked out the process of extracting spirit essence already as part of reaching the process of being able to synthesize this drug. So you'll know the ritual.
Okay.
it's been something we were working on.
Okay.
However, since we're actually performing the ritual, we should probably define exactly what is required in terms of what needs to be
Mhm.
to make it happen. Because every ritual has a cost or a price.
Well,
Is
I
that
presume the
cost-
person has to die.
That's likely. I mean, but then again, that's not actually true. You can extract somebody's soul, their spirit without killing them. And you'll effectively turn them into a hollow if you do that.
Okay, that's
It's
interesting.
interesting, but also dangerous.
Yeah.
What's a hollow?
Because then you'll have
Zombie.
a hollow in your base.
Yeah, well, a hollow isn't a zombie per se. They're a human being, but they have no soul, so they're suggestible. They don't have necessarily a lot of. I mean, they have free will, but they're relatively easy to manipulate compared to a normal person.
Do they want brains?
No, they're like normal people, but it's like just they don't have necessarily a will of their own. Or at least it's reduced. Like, so they kind of lose ambition. They like food is flavorless to them. They just don't. They kind of become apathetic. But they can be controlled and told what to do and stuff like that.
Can it be your base pet?
I mean, you could potentially try and turn a hollow into being like a servant for your base. The trouble is, though,
one.
yeah, the trouble is because because they're kind of suggestible, like anyone could just come along and say, "Yeah, let me in," and it'd be like, "Oh, it's kind of okay."
true.
You know, so-
Okay. Maybe not so good.
Do people know that you'd be a hollow?
Well, they can probably kind of tell by your apathetic nature.
After a
Yeah.
couple of days, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, certainly any whisper or anyone who can attune would be able to sense that there's nothing there. He's just empty.
So we couldn't do it and then send him back to his family like nothing's happened.
I mean, we could,
then-
but it would be silly.
And then basically, use them as a puppet.
I almost want to do that, but like it looks extremely dangerous.
Oh yeah, I'd say that's probably quite a dangerous thing to be doing. However, danger, high risk, high reward.
Like I imagine he can just turn around and tell everyone where we are, and that's not exactly what we
But
want.
he's a hollow then, though. But would he
Yeah.
have the drive to try and get us, or is he just?
Not himself, but maybe his parents would be like, "Who did this
Yeah,
to
but we
you?"
can
And
just be like, "We found you," like this. We found yours
you found your son. Something's missing, but
behaving very weirdly.
Yeah, his hand's
yeah.
missing.
I mean, there's also no guarantee that it'll become a hollow because it really depends on what your ritual actually does. So, I mean, I guess that's how we're going to define it. Like, what is this ritual and how is it weird?
This ritual and how is it weird?
I imagine it's a way to extract the soul, so the spirit essence. I personally want some sort of Frankenstein-like operating table and lightning rods, but that's just flavor.
No, that's totally cool. That's a legitimate source of weird if that's what you want
that's
to
pretty
go
weird,
for.
yeah.
So you have to strap him down and rig him up to a bunch of electrodes and chemicals and stuff. And yeah,
Get some lightning.
And what is spirit essence kept in? I know we had like
It's like a vial.
vials of some sort.
yeah, you've got like these sort of glass flasks that held the spirit essence you had in.
Is it liquid or a smoke?
I mean, you tell me. Maybe it's like a kind of a weird halfway between the two. So sort of like a liquid smoke almost. Like.
Okay, so besides strapping him down, we need like some sort of mask / vial that is gonna capture the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we already have that somewhere?
Uh,
Like
And-
just a vial. Because we've had to deal with spirit essence before, right? In the first week.
Mm-hmm.
So don't we have any just laying around? Because I remember some of them went to waste.
Mm-hmm.
So don't we just have them around?
Yeah, I mean, you should have a couple of vials of spirit essence like laying around already. So
So what is this device that we've got as well? What does that do? Have you looked at that before we go ahead doing anything?
you'll have to investigate it. I mean, I would say that's probably a long-term project
Oh,
to
okay.
kind of figure out what it is.
Well, I'm going to give it to our techie.
oh, what did you bring me?
I don't know. It's a box.
Just a box?
Yeah, did you ever try and turn it off, or did you just literally like shove it in a bag?
I don't know. I wasn't the one that shoved it in a bag.
as far as I'm aware, nobody said that they spent any time figuring out how to turn it off.
Yeah.
So I assume, so like, yeah, this thing, you take out the bag and it's like this, as soon as you take out the bag, like, there's this slight, like, static, like, almost like a slightly metallic taste in the air, and you, and it's humming. But the hum, it's almost like you don't hear it audibly, it's almost like you kind of feel it. And it's this kind of brass cage with this kind of, like, there's something spinning inside this brass cage, inside it. But it's spinning too fast for you to really make out what it is. And, this thing's just slightly vibrating.
Okay, so with my background, would I recognize this or would I have to roll for it?
I can also attune and see.
Yes, you could totally attune. First of all, if you want to spend some time studying it, you can see whether you can get kind of an inkling of what it is, or whether you recognize it from a previous encounter, if you want. It's, I say, like, this is a fairly controlled situation. I'll say it's probably standard effect. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just roll regular and let's see if I figure something out. No.
Nope. Okay, yeah. So you start trying to, like, poke and prod it to try and figure out what it is, and you realize this, like, you've never seen anything like this before. It just doesn't make any sense to you whatsoever. You notice that there's it's on part of the cage, there's like a battery casing which has like an electroplasmic battery in it, which this thing's presumably drawing power from. But that's like as much as you recognize from this. The rest of the construction is just a mystery. So attunement. What is it you want to do to try and attune to this?
Just to see if there's some air of magic to it, or magic, like some ethereal, something like paranormal.
Yeah. So what, you're going to try and, like, reach out into the ghost field and connect with it somehow?
Yeah, trying to figure out if there's anything like that is not only mechanical to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Okay, so because you don't know what this thing is or how it works or even what it does, I say it's and you're trying to connect to it in a kind of spiritual way. So that's probably pretty risky.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying, risky standard effect.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. So you connect to it, and your connection just goes nowhere. It's like it's just gone. Okay. It's like this thing just absorbs any kind of, like, spirit energy, or any kind of ghost. Like, it's almost like it's dampening the ghost field itself, and it's around it. And as you try and connect to it, you just feel like the energy in your mind it's just going down a hole and disappearing somewhere.
Interesting.
Are you telling this to me, maybe?
Oh, like, am I telling you what I found out? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, I just tried to channel to it, but my energy just disappeared. Maybe you can try and research it further, or anyone else?
This sounds like it sucks energy. I'd like to turn it off first. I'm going to try and pluck out that battery compartment, if that's possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's simple enough. There's like a kind of like almost like a buckle type thing that you pull open, and then you can just pull out the battery. Mm-hmm. And as you do that, there's kind of like a spark, and the battery comes out. The battery's quite hot to the touch. Not painfully hot. But,
hot potato.
Yeah. And the spinning that happening inside this cage starts to slow down until the point where you can start making out what it is inside the cage, and it's the skull of some kind of animal on some kind of, like, coil of wire or something, with like a that's wrapped around like a metal ball in the middle. And the skull, you don't recognize what the animal is. It doesn't look like any animal you've seen before, but the skull is carved with a number of different runes. which you recognise from they're the similar sort of runes that you saw on those demonic chests that you found in the Red Sash's basement.
We know about this too, because I think Magpie was the only one that was there.
I can't remember. I can't remember whether anyone actually shared that information. I'm assuming that, well, considering you fenced all of those boxes away to make coin, I assume whoever sold them, which is probably a combination of you, at least took a look. So you're probably aware of what they look like.
I was certainly at least curious and sad that we had to sell.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, without studying it in depth, you couldn't tell whether they're exactly the same runes or whether they're but they definitely look similar. Like similar enough that it jogs your memory about those boxes.
You said that investigating this machine would be a long-term project, right?
Yeah, if you want to take it apart and figure out how it works and maybe figure out how to replicate it or something, or exactly what it actually does, then yeah, it'll be a long-term project.
Okay, so my suggestion would be put that to the side for after the score and strap the dude into my machine and start extracting. If everyone's cool with that.
Even with my knowledge in animal trade and stuff like that, do I not recognize the skull either?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. Since you've got some animal stuff, animal experience. I guess
Teamwork.
Yeah. I mean, what role do you think makes sense for that? I mean, it's probably study, right? But,
yeah, I suppose it'll be study, just because since it's my experience and I've done research on animals because of my pet merchant background. So.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you spend some time kind of looking at the skull and examining from the different angles and stuff, you can try and figure out whether you recognize it. Sure. Yeah, give me a roll.
What will my position be?
I say it's controlled at this point. The machine's off. It's not doing anything. It's a controlled standard.
Okay.
Ooh. Cool.
Nice.
So
Spooky's going to do all the rolls tonight, yeah? Is that how it's going to work? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so you can either not figure this out because it's slightly too weird for you, or you can figure it out, but there's going to be a slight consequence.
I'll figure it out with a slight consequence.
So yeah, this animal, the reason you don't recognize it immediately is because it's not any normal animal. It's one of the strange kind of demonic spirit mutated beasts from the Deathlands. And as you're kind of you sort of touch it to sort of measure its teeth and figure out what it's like, what it is, you kind of feel like something leaks out of it, like something spirity, and you feel that sort of it enters you, but you don't feel like you've been possessed. You don't feel like a presence, but there is some kind of spirit energy has from this thing has entered your body, and is there. What that means, you don't know, but you can't seem to pinpoint it to be able to expel it. Okay. So until something happens at some point, you're not really sure whether this even means anything.
So I kind of absorbed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you reckon I reckon this was used to basically when he killed those women or people in his private apartment. I reckon that was a way for him because they know when someone dies, don't they? Because it attracts something. So maybe this was a way to hide suck the soul away, so that it doesn't it's able to it doesn't bring attention to the fact that someone's died in that area.
Yeah, one of the things you noticed last session actually was that when the person he had when you arrived died, there was no tolling of the death bells. There was no crying of the death crows. There was nothing. It seemed like the death went unnoticed.
Yeah, so I reckon it's something to do with that. I reckon it's a way for them to basically a way for him to hide his murders, so that nothing is drawn to it.
I take it extracting the spirit essence from him is not the score, just a couple of rolls.
Sorry?
Extracting the spirit essence from Bomer is probably not going to be a score in itself.
No, I mean, again, since it's a ritual, you're basically doing a ritual. Again, is a downtime action.
So you're going to have to wait after the score.
Yeah, so you spend some time. Well, we can do downtime now and sort of do like a reverse thing, especially since you got since most. Half the group wasn't here last session. That you could have some downtime to kind of make up for that being absent if you want. Or we can leave it until after school. Yes, so.
No, because XP doesn't make sense then if you do it first.
No, that's true. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So we'll leave that. Yeah. You think you just need to gather some stuff to prepare for this the ritual. So. I mean, I guess that's going to define what the price of this ritual is that to perform it, you need electroplasm, because you need electrical energy to be able to do it.
Time to steal it.
So, yeah, you'll need to get hold of some electroplasm so you can power the electrodes and stuff.
Olaf, whatever, Olaf, you...
I think that's 2 more ticks on the clock.
Shut up, J-Wall. Don't give him any ideas. I've
already put it up two ticks this game so far.
Well, why?
It's almost full.
I started it at 2 ticks because of like every other session so far.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm going to let our gracious leader decide what we need to do, but yeah. He's basically said that he's going to give us 12 coins, I think, for burning this police station, and he's also going to provide us with some spirit essence as well.
Why did you not say that earlier? Let's go blow up something.
Oh my god, really?
Yes. I mean, I've got the means. You want the coin? Let's do it.
Any objections?
Do we all have to say yes to that, or
Like, if you want to go on a score, you want to go on a score.
Oh,
it's fine. Okay, so
what about J-Wall? Hello.
Well, he's our
He's like
our gracious leader.
he just
A
goes
mysterious-
along.
Gracious,
gracious
not
leader.
glorious, gracious.
Very gracious, elegante.
Let me see what the manifesto says. Yeah, let's just go to the police station. Why not?
Hallmarks.
Well, we're not sure. He just wants us to firebomb it. So
Guys, there's a distinction.
yeah, no, I don't want to blow it up. I just want to burn it and everyone inside. It's completely different.
the thing is, as well,
Oh, you want a specific order? That's 2 more coins.
Yes.
Why does he want this done exactly?
Well, basically,
Blue coats pissed him off.
Yeah.
Right?
well, Garrett's blue coat friend basically said that, like, Ulf's actions in Coleridge are really making it hard for us to ignore him.
Yeah.
Like, and it's making our deals with like the Crows and the Lampblacks and the other people that operate there really strained at the moment. So we need you to, we know that you guys have been kind of chummy with him recently. So if you can just get him to back down for a little bit, just calm his actions, then with a little bit less heat on the area, we can come to an arrangement. And so Garrett went to Ulf and basically said, "Can you do this?" And he was like, "Are you fucking what?" Nobody tells me what to do, especially not some like filthy Akarosi blue coats. So it's like, "I'll tell you what." Yeah, it's like, so
Yeah.
it's like, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to show them who's boss. And I want you to firebomb their station. And Garrett was like, no, like we really shouldn't do that.
No, I said
And-
no. I said
Sounds like a
no.
very
Yeah, you said
rational man.
you were like no, and but I think Gale was like fully on board. Where it's like, whoa, what, we get to kill some people?
No, but he wanted
Great.
20. He
So-
wanted 20 coins. He's like, we'll
Yeah.
do it for 20 coins.
Yeah, and then at which point Ulf was like, and but then they played the whole poor Scotlander family card because they're both Scotlanders, like it's like, and he's been to see Garrett's family, and he said like, there's no way I can get you 20 coin. That's just insane. That's not happening. However, I can probably get you 12. And I can get you some spirit essence. And I know a couple of things that are going down. I know some pretty. I've got some juicy intel for you guys. Like if you can pull this off. But that blue coat police station in Colwich is burning to the fucking ground. It's like so. And they agreed. So, however, the Bluecoats are still expecting Ulf to be backing down. Like, nobody's told them that it's not happening yet. So it's like, and so the Bluecoats are expecting Ulf to not be causing any problems, and Ulf's expecting to be causing the Bluecoats a lot of problems in the form of fire. So that is the situation you find yourselves in.
Good situation, don't you think? It's brilliant.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
We fight fire with fire. Okay, so it sounds like we're doing a score. So, first of all, do you want to do any kind of setup or anything? I know as a leech, you've got access to some stuff in your load that's useful for this, like demolition tools and things like that, haven't you?
Demolition tools, tinkering tools.
Wrecking tools. I mean, wrecking sounds like this probably comes under it to a certain degree. Gadget. Yeah.
Bandolier of chemicals to burn shit. Yeah, I've got
Totally.
enough.
Yeah. So it sounds like you don't really need to go and collect a bunch of information, a bunch of stuff yet as a setup. So we can just go straight up score to burn this Bluecoats station to the ground. Cool.
James, didn't one of you guys get some info on the layout of the place?
Nope.
Yeah, I think you did actually.
Did we?
Yeah, you got some outdated architectural drawings, but they don't tell you. There's a number of different possible layouts it has, but they're all semi-similar. The main difference was what the basement was like, and the basement either has cells in it, it has like a kind of a stockroom with a canal entrance into it, much like there was under the Red Sash's warehouse, or it has some like dilapidated I can't remember what it was now. I think it was something like dilapidated animal holding stuff or whatnot that isn't used anymore. But otherwise you don't really know a lot about the building, because I think you got it from Gale got it from basically like an ex-prisoner that was being held there. He beat some people up until he found someone who'd been held in these cells, and they told him what it was like. But you don't know what the upstairs is like. You only know what the ground floor is like, and only as far as it takes you to the basement where the cells are. So,
well, let's just try that. I'd suggest going in and setting fire and going on.
My suggestion would be, because we are on friendly terms with the fucking Bluecoats, so my suggestion would be that if we do this job, we pin it completely on Olaf.
I mean, sure.
When they find out, you mean?
Then go in silent and...
So that we don't get any fucking rep for this, because we haven't got many friends left. We haven't got that many friends to begin with. We don't want to be pissing off the friends
We
we
have
have.
each other, though. That's all you need.
Sure, that works.
There you go.
The power of friendship. It's like rename the crew.
Solve
Yeah,
anything.
which rename the crew to the Care Bears rather than the Talons.
We don't have the bear names for that, though.
No.
We'll have to all change our names.
Rebrand.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of factions do not like the bluecoats. So if it's known that you screw them over, you might get some. People may think more positively of you.
So what was if my contact's killed in this fire?
Well, then he dies.
But then I have no contact.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like-
Well,
Yeah,
know,
you kill someone you
turn
need to
into a
talk to.
ghost, and I can be like, "Hey, I'll channel to this ghost."
that's
Hello.
true. If he dies, but you manage to extract his ghost before the spirit wardens come and collect up all of the corpses, then you potentially have a ghost that you can talk to. However, the chances of him being particularly friendly to you, especially if that ghost knows that you're the reason he's a ghost, is
We'll
is
just use his memories. It'll be okay.
Yeah, question. Couldn't
I have
couldn't we
one
like
problem.
attempt to like extract as much ghost as we can?
yeah, I mean, totally. That's a thing you could do. You could try modifying. I guess you can play with your ritual to try and figure out where the point is that it cuts off his most recent memories or something. But
I would suggest going in silent, burning it down, and hoping Sparrow can grab as many ghosts as we can, and then just run.
Grab as many ghosts.
yeah,
Just like goodbye.
Come to me, ghosts.
cool. So it sounds like well, let's get planning this engagement then. So it sounds like you probably want to do a stealth.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I feel like it's the smartest to be kind of stealthy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stealthily firebomb a police station. Nice.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Well, firebomb. We can just can we just set fire without the bomb part? Because I feel like that kind of.
Yeah, that was my idea too.
It's like Jay. I know you're very into these fire bombs, but
Okay, so I mean, generally how bluecoat stations work. I mean, it will be manned like 24/7 effectively, so there'll always be people there because it's night all of the time. Like there is no like special like we'll just go at night because it's always night. So
Yeah, we'll go at night.
Yeah.
oh, at night sounds good.
So there's no particularly special advantage you can get from that. So I guess like where's the point of infiltration? How are you being able to trespass into this building unseen?
Do we know what it looks like? Like, do we know do we have a map of it or
Can we
something?
use the layout info to like sneak in?
Yeah, I mean,
else?
so from the layout info you have, there isn't, as far as you know, at least from the maps and stuff you had, there's no canal thing. However, one of the prisoners did say that there is a strong smell of like brine down there. So potentially there's like a secret passage, but you don't know like how to get into it. Or anything about it. However, potentially that can be sold as part of the engagement. So you think that there's some kind of secret entrance from the canalways into the basement. Otherwise, it's a 3-story like wood and brick building. It's on the corner of a street. And just, I mean, like most places in Coleridge, it's like the blocks are quite tightly packed, all the buildings are close together and whatnot, so there's a good chance that any fires that do occur are going to spread. Other than that, you don't know a lot about it. You don't know anything about what the upper floors look like, and you've just got a kind of a rough idea of what the ground floor looks like.
Mm-hmm.
The lower floor, at least according to the sources that Gale pummeled, has 6 cells. 3 to a side of the room.
Can I send my snake in to like scout out the top floor?
Yes.
Because he's a
I mean,
ghost.
we'll do that as part of the engagement,
Okay.
and we'll see basically what you learn and what you figure out.
Mhm.
Okay, so I mean, I guess the point. I mean, but you need to have an idea of like at least what your point of entry is. If we're going to do a stealth thing.
But do we even have to enter the building?
Well, you don't, not necessarily.
Because we could just set the roof on fire.
Is it a brick building? Yeah, good question.
Well,
It's brick and wood. Yeah.
What kind of roof does it have?
It's mostly wooden tiles. So.
Oh, that's flammable.
Okay. I vote for climbing onto the roof then.
Cool. So yeah, you'll basically do a rooftop infiltration
And
to
if
get
there's
on there. And
if there's a
that's
chimney,
cool.
you could just chuck a fucking bomb down the fucking chimney.
Yeah.
Or just be like Santa and just slide down the
Okay, but chimneys are made to resist fire, so like literally anywhere except the chimney.
No, but if it's got an explosion, chimneys aren't designed for like stopping explosions. If
Yeah,
there's
but
an
what
explosion down the chimney,
What
that will
happens
cause
if
massive amounts
really
of damage.
wanted to explode.
Are we trying to like kill the blue coats, or are we just trying to like burn the building down?
I mean, you get the distinct feeling that Ulf was planning for there to be several dead blue coats out at the end of this. Like, it wasn't just trashing a building, but nobody has explicitly said, I want to see a whole bunch of blue coat corpses. So,
Oh my god.
so
Do we want to like murder a bunch of blue coats? Or...
Okay, so how I see it, we can either do it silently and try to kill as many blue coats to appease Ulf, or we can do it with as little possible casualties, but take the rep, and Ulf, gets to know that we did it properly.
I like going in stealthy and like at least burning a couple.
I think we have to do it stealthy, otherwise, like, I can't imagine there's any way we do not go to war immediately by bombing it.
Okay.
Exactly. Because if we are very loud and like present with our methods, I feel like it's pretty easy to find out.
Then I'd
Also friends
honestly
with the blue coats.
suggest not using a
Oh.
bomb.
cool.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going stealth mission. Point of infiltration is the roof, and we don't really know any other particular details other than what we've already gathered in terms of like basement layout and stuff like that. Cool. So I guess first of all we should determine what everyone's load is going to be.
Like,
Heavy. But I'm bringing the bombs.
Yeah, it's just completely
A bomb.
stacked up with bombs. Yes.
I guess light.
Light as well.
Cool. Right, and so we'll figure out what the engagement roll is going to be. So you get 1 dice straight away for just sheer luck.
who's going to do the engagement roll? I'm putting my hands right firmly down.
I'll do it.
Oh no!
Our great leader,
How graciously.
Kim
Okay.
Jong Un. I mean,
A great leader who's not
No.
confident in bombing a police station.
that's always very
Like,
nice.
who's the friends of the blue coats? City council, the crows,
Yeah, just all of your existing enemies.
or allies. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But basically, anyone that you would want to be on the good side of probably doesn't want this to happen, except Ulf.
Well, except one important man.
do we know where Ulf lives?
Well, yeah, you've been to his base, so you've been to
We
his
just
lair.
like bomb his
How
house
about
instead.
we firebomb?
I mean,
like,
that is
what
totally
the-
legit. You could just go,
police station.
I mean,
whoops.
I mean, genuinely, seriously, like, if you don't want to do this, we could just go and finish off Ulf. Like, he doesn't have that big of a group.
Get him. Who's down for getting Ulf?
Probably not Magpie.
Oh, I'm terrified of Magpie. Yeah, I'm terrified of Magpie. Yeah, I'm
You
terrified of
prefer
Alf. I think we should. I mean, we are going to have to at some point take him out.
Ulf has 2 allies, the Grinders and us.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you, the thing is, if you don't take him out, then he's alive and very angry. So, but that's fine, you know.
I mean,
We're- if we're gonna go for Ulf, then we need to make sure that he is dead. Okay.
Agreed.
Because he knows who my family is, and I don't want them.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna vote for going after Ulf because like Yuzevka doesn't care who dies and where the ghosts come from. So whatever, let's go and.
But the
I
problem-
think the bigger problem is Ulf right now.
Hmm?
I was saying I think Ulf is a bigger problem.
I mean, you don't necessarily get your massive payoff that Ulf has promised you if you kill him, because you don't know where his stash is. You don't know anything about, like, where he's got all of these things that he was going to give you.
Yeah,
So there
but
is
I'm
that.
sure the rep would be massive.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you'll get some good rep out of it. So
I'm for Ulf now suddenly.
Yeah.
Let's climb on his fucking roof.
Yeah, let's fucking enter his house.
okay,
No, but
so
we have to make sure that Ulf is
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I suggest, Magpie should go and scout if Ulf is at his base right now so we can bomb him while he's inside.
yeah. Do you want to do some gather information?
Yeah, certainly. Fuck me.
Okay, so let's see. So he's a tier above you. So
Is it
we'll
a
knock off a
survey?
dice.
Is it survey?
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, you could pitch it as a number of things. I mean, if you're basically going to try and sneak around and
Well, yeah. I'm
and-
going to sneak around and look
and
through
spy on
windows.
him,
Yeah,
like look
basically.
through windows and stuff.
Yeah.
You could potentially say it's prowl, but it's probably closer to survey, or study. Even if you're spending a long time there, watching, waiting, counting what people's rotation, like guard rotations,
Well, it wouldn't
are
be
and stuff
study
like
because I haven't got any in study, so I
Yeah.
won't be doing that.
I
It'd
can
be
help
either-
you out. I have 2 points in study.
that. Yeah, I mean, just because you're not like super skilled at it doesn't mean that you can't do it. So
All right.
Um,
Yeah, but we're
but-
at -1 dice then.
yeah, but you're already at -1 because he's a tier above you. So
No,
this is
but
gonna be harder.
if
So,
I haven't got any dice, I'm at -1 dice.
yeah, so you'd be -2 dice, which doesn't, to be fair, isn't any worse than being at -1. It's the same.
Oh yeah.
So-
Also, you're
So-
forgetting that I'm having to roll something.
oh, that's true. So it's ones all the way.
Yes, it will be
so-
ones all the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to say it's prowl, then I think the quality of the information you're going to get is going to be
No,
less.
I'm gonna
but-
do study for I'm just gonna do study.
Okay, so you'd be rolling on a penalty of 1 dice because of his tier. But if you're already on 0 anyway, then it's 0 dice roll. So just
Risky, controlled, desperate.
I mean,
if he sees you
I'd-
around, you're a friend. Doesn't really matter.
Couldn't you just stroll in and be like, "Hey, I want a cup of tea with you, Ulf"?
I mean, we could turn this into a quick score where your is deception score, or to basically learn as much as you can about what's
Sure.
going on with
right.
Ulf.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Okay, so
But should we go for a break and then do it after?
cool. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We will be back in 10 minutes, guys. Well, or anyone on YouTube will be back in like a blink of an eye. Right, we're back. So far, what we've done, well, we speculated on what we're going to do with our prisoner of what's his face. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe someone who isn't fucking struggling to stay awake. Maybe should. But anyway, Bowmore.
Oh no, no more.
Outdoor Bowmore, yeah. We're gonna do something with him at the end. I think we're gonna extract his spirit and use that as some sort of memory.
Hopefully.
But we were initially gonna go after the blue coats, like we were asked to do, which would have been 12 coins. Just saying.
And some spirit essence and some intel.
Yeah, and some intel. But we've decided. Well, they've decided to go after Elf.
Okay, the clock's full. With that.
We get firebombed.
Yep. See that? See that's red as well. Look at that. It's red. But yeah. that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna go after Ulf, and I'm gonna basically have to be the one that walks in.
Yeah, so it sounds like we're doing a deception score. So you're going to basically try as a setup to actually going on a
Yep.
kill Ulf score. So, I mean, I guess what's the method of deception? You're just going to try and
Friendship.
Yep.
yeah.
Friendship is magic. That's what I'm gonna go
Okay,
for.
cool. So,
I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna all pretense is gonna be me actually going in there to discuss perhaps the plan of action that we're gonna take for taking out the blue coats. Or that's what I'm gonna go in as.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, you've done a bunch of research on this already, so you could just literally give him the research that you've done already on taking out this blue coats
adventuring
thing. And that's 100% legit. So it's okay. So yeah. So for this score, we're doing a deception. The detail is you're trading on your kind of friendship in the fact that you've already got a relationship and you're already like scheduled to be doing a mission for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess what's the load for this score?
I'm going in light. In general, I think I'm going to be doing most scores light.
I like to.
Yeah. What's everyone else doing? We got 2 lights.
Right.
Light make right. That's my saying. Oh, we got a new hashtag from last week as well. Just so you know.
Is that bulge off?
Yep, bulge off.
I'm keeping heavy for now.
Okay, cool. I mean, whether this has an effect at this point or another, it's another match because this is really more of a setup score, but it may transition into being an
Into the other
actual,
score,
into the other score. Who knows? But we'll see how well it goes.
Cool.
So,
I'm rolling. Am I rolling? Yeah.
yeah. So engagement roll. So that's 1 dice for sheer luck. Is it particularly bold or daring?
Hang on. Engagement is on our crew sheet, isn't it? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So we get 1 for number of dice. So I get 1 bonus for just like it anyway.
And then, is the operation particularly bold or daring?
Not really.
I mean, not really. You're just trying to get some information about Ulf and his operation.
We want to see if it's in.
Yeah, it's not particularly complex or contingent on any factors. Does it expose a vulnerability to the target or hit them where they're weakest? I mean, kind of. You're literally exploiting the relationship you already have with him. And you're on reasonably good terms at the moment, as far as you're aware. So yeah, I mean, I'd say you give you +1. However, I'll take 1 off because they're also like you're literally doing this in his base when he's surrounded by his cronies.
Yep.
So can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Olaf can provide us.
Christ.
I think in this particular case, probably not. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? That's an interesting one. As far as you know, the answer is no to that.
But maybe surprises.
He's like one friend.
Yeah. So,
So I'm rolling 1 dice. This is what it looks like to me.
it looks like, yeah, I don't think. I mean, you are lower tier than him
Right.
as well.
Does that drop us?
Well, I think just for a deception one would discount it, but I think for an assault or anything else or any other kind of score, it probably would. We'll probably count it. In total, I think we decided you're dropping 1 dice basically. So it was 1 dice, but now it's dropped to 0 dice. So.
Oh, wee! All right then.
Roll the air.
Right, if I get a bunch of 1s, it's not my fucking fault, all right?
It's all your fault.
It's roll 20s.
Oh,
Ooh.
still a 3 though. 3 is counted as 1 though, I think.
Yeah, it's 1 to 3 is the worst possible version. So,
Oh, it's the lowest one. That sucks. I was like, oh, I saw a 5.
so you're going to start in a desperate position.
Hey!
Hey,
And a desperate position is, like,
Have you even fucking tried planning this burning of the police station? Yeah.
I mean, you kind of like, you're sat down, and he's like he's heard, like, I've heard nothing about this, about, like, why hasn't it happened yet? And furthermore, why the fuck can't you even get my name right? Other people around, other people, like, saying that you don't even know who the fuck I am. I thought we were meant to be friends. I thought we were meant to respect each other's families. You can't even remember my fucking name. Or what the hell's happening here? Like, it's like, you're kind of like sat, you've been sat down in front of him in like this kind of little pseudo office he's got above, like a sort of it's kind of like above a really shady kind of bar / fighting pit, and you can hear people beating 10 bells of shit out of each other below you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, he looks angry at you. He's like, what? You don't, as far as he's concerned, you don't really seem like a close friend of theirs, and he doesn't seem to really trust you a lot right now. And so he asks, what the hell are you doing?
What do you mean, what the hell am I doing?
As far as I can tell, Blue Coat Station's still up there.
It's only been a bloody day.
You just go down there, you set it on fire. How hard is it? Anyone can light a fucking match.
We came here with a plan so that you can have a look over it and see if you approve of it.
What I approve of is fucking ashes on the ground.
Is anyone else? Is it just him, or is it other people?
Yeah, he's got like his cronies in there with him. There's like a particularly large guy that was the guy who kind of sat you down in the chair in front of him.
Oh, right, okay.
Who's up there?
I like the fact that you're fucking using my tiredness against me, which isn't. Okay. Well. No, we are. I believe we are friends. You came for a meal. You came for tea with my family. Did you not?
And yet you can't even remember my name, right?
Who told you that I can't get your name right? Because they're fucking lying.
Okay, I mean, that sounds like you're trying to, like, yeah. I mean, consort with him almost, because, like, you're.
Oh, do we have to?
You're kind of chums.
Everything bad. Oh no, I've got consult. Thank God.
Yeah.
Not that it's going to do me any good.
You're meant to be friends. I mean, you're on a one. This is like a one-on-one kind of conversation.
It's not.
So, I mean,
if it was one-on-one, I would shoot him right now. But
right.
I'm not.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, there's no reason why you can't. I mean, you're in a desperate situation regardless. So if you want to, you could try and shoot him and then dive out the window or something, whatever. But yeah, otherwise, if you're going to try and convince him that, yeah, all of this stuff you've been hearing about me not respecting you properly and not remembering your name is like, that's just bullshit. People are spreading lies to.
Yep. I'll go with that then.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I mean, it's desperate.
Awesome.
the position.
Yep, desperate.
Yeah, I mean, he's angry for multiple reasons. So I would say it's probably limited effect. It will make him less angry, but he will still be angry.
Okay, yep. So I've got one dice. Do I get any bonus dice?
Oh, it's just you and him, right?
And there's some cronies in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take a devil's bargain if you want.
Why would I take a devil's bargain if I've still got some stress to burn?
Because you want to save it for later. That's why.
No, I'm spending 2 stress.
Okay, cool. Is anyone going to assist? Like, because you could do like a flashback or something to try and set something up, or stuff like that. Yeah, there's a number of things you could potentially do to try and assist. Alternatively, someone could be ready to take the fall. So rather than like assist in making the roll successful, someone could be set up to protect Garrett if it goes wrong and take on and they suffer the consequence instead of Garrett.
I got a different plan. I'm good.
Yeah. Or you could just go screw you. It's best of luck. Hope you don't die, and just leave him to his own devices.
Well, do we know that it went wrong in there? Like
No.
that, like he's not.
No, but that's kind of what flashbacks and stuff are for. It's you're nobody's in here, so you don't have
We're waiting for the
knowledge
signal.
of what's
All right,
happening.
whatever. Okay, so none of them are going to help me.
Wow.
Oh my god.
My god. Oh dear. Okay. So you don't get what you want and you suffer a serious complication.
Can I resist this complication?
You can, yes. So the complication is that he's you try and bullshit him and he knows it's bullshit and he's going to basically pummel you into the ground. He's
Right.
going to reach over the table, grab you by the neck and slam you down on his desk.
Well, I'm going to
However-
try and I'm going to fucking like rock the chair straight out, like knock the chair over, like that. Just try and like dodge out the way of this grab, I guess.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean he's like, I mean the consequence does happen. Like he grabs you, but you can basically resist it to make it less bad.
Right.
so yeah, make so we do a resistance roll on that. So I believe resistance rolls are your worst. Yeah, I think it's your worst.
So how do we do that? How do we? Because I think if I just click on prowess, it just rolls my prowess. Oh, and that was.
Oh, right, no. So
And that was a desperate for consort, wasn't it? Resolve.
yes.
Yeah, alright.
In this case, it depends how you're going. Like, I mean, it's a physical confrontation, so it feels like
Well, no.
prowess potentially makes sense.
The last roll I'm talking about. I'm adding it. I'm putting an
Oh,
XP
right.
slot.
Yes, that was consort. So that would have
Okay.
been resolve. You add stuff into.
So yeah, I'm just trying to dodge out the way. Thanks, guys. By the way.
Okay, so yeah, I would say that's probably prowess because it's kind of a skirmish / finesse type thing.
Okay. Risky. I guess it's going to be risky or desperate.
Yeah, is there no like resistance roll type thing? No, there isn't, is there?
It's prowess, isn't it?
Yeah, prowess. Yeah.
All right. No bonus dice.
Nope.
Whatever. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to take 4 stress.
Okay, that puts me at my limit.
Okay, cool. Which means you're effectively out of the you're out of the scene. So, like, rather than completely like crush your windpipe, which is basically what he's going to do, he manages to grab hold of you and he smacks you onto the ground, and you hit maximum stress. You fall unconscious, and the rest of you don't hear anything. Like Magpie doesn't come back.
Okay.
So what's like you're waiting for something, and
This is
nothing.
taking too long, so Yosefka is going to go ahead and burn a building. Time to blow shit up.
But he's in there, right?
Yeah, but like my idea is if he got into trouble, let's say he's fisticuffs, brawling someone, of a explosion or fire would help Magpie escape.
Burning him to death is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Absolutely.
Nice. Sure. I mean, so, this kind of feels like it's transitioning into a secondary score.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, we'll do payoff and blah, blah, blah for this one. So, obviously, this didn't go well So, right. So, payoff. So people know that you. I mean, it's reasonably well known that you went to Ulf to talk to him. You know, just. I mean, nobody knows that you're trying to con him out of anything. So, you don't really get any rep for it, and you don't really get any coin for it, since you didn't really succeed. It's no real heat because it doesn't really make sense in this case. Consequently, I'm not sure really rolling entanglements makes sense for this, unless anyone feels differently.
Since it's a setup, I think no.
No. So downtime wise, I mean, basically in the time you've been waiting for Magpie to show up, he doesn't. So you can have done some things while waiting. Or at least, you know, maybe you're preparing for failure. That's and you've tried to acquire things or set things up such that you can deal with the fallout if it all goes terribly wrong.
Well, if I can use any of the time, it's just to set up explosives and I don't know. Since we want maximum casualties here, like I'm preparing, barrels of gunpowder and whatnot.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, so that sounds like a quiet asset, right? You're basically trying to acquire, gunpowder and explosives and stuff and set them up in. So your tier is 0. So you basically rolling 0 dice to acquire, to determine the relative quality of this temporary asset. So
okay. So roll fortune.
Yes, I think that makes sense. Yeah, fortune.
0 dice. Hello. It's more ones. What the hell?
Oh my god.
Okay, so I think on a quiet asset, for that the downtime action is on a 1. It's tier -1, so it's effectively -1 quality. So this gunpowder, like these explosive stuff, you got a complete trashed here. It's just it's garbage. You just don't have the connections to be able to really get decent grade stuff. So this might, it'll probably cause more smoke than it will bang. It's like
So basically, I'm trying to roll up this barrel, and I notice the gunpowder is like soggy, and I guess just let it roll off into the river.
yeah, you know that. Wait a second, this gunpowder is like 90% sawdust. But it's like, yeah, it's just not great. It's not great stuff. What else do you want to do, downtime wise?
Does anyone want to scout out for exits or something like that?
I can do what I wanted to do last time. Is I could send my snake boy in and try and see for an exit, or just scout out the general, situation, because we don't know what happened to Magpie, right?
All right.
So
you could potentially find out where Magpie is.
Yeah. What would I need to roll for this? Is it attune because it's like a ghost?
I mean, you could, attune makes sense since you're trying to connect with a ghost and have it do some scouting for you. Okay. So,
what would my position be?
I mean, generally doing anything with ghosts is risky. So let's say risky. Let's say standard effect.
Okay.
Cool. So, I mean, you figure out you manage to sort of send your snake on a little bit of a recon mission, and you find out that Magpie's basically been like hurt a lot. Like he's been severely like beaten up. And Ulf's got hold of him. He's at Ulf's sort of like hideout basically. There's a good chance that Ulf will, unless Ulf sees some results like that, he will probably just end things in a more permanent way. But at the moment, he's just he's kind of holding on to him to kind of see whether or not this deal he made actually pans out. But at the moment, whatever Magpie said to Ulf did not go down well, and because he's looking pretty worse for wear. And that's about as much as you know. Yeah.
Okay, well, I would like to relay this to the crew. So Magpie's passed out at Ulf's mercy. So I feel like we have to do something to get him out safely before we burn the whole freaking place down.
Okay, so burn it down just a little bit. Get him out and finish the burning.
Well, we don't know how they're going to react, right? They might just take him. They might just try to escape with him as a hostage, or just kill him. We don't know what he's going to do. I mean, he seems pretty mad, so...
Do we want to sneak in and before we burn anything then?
I feel like it's a fair idea to just try and sneak in there and get him out of this dangerous situation at least.
Okay.
How many people does Ulf have?
Well, Ulf's a tier 1 gang, so he has like more people than you. He has his gang's probably about up maybe around 10 people or so. It's not huge. However, they're all kind of like a collection of like mutated scovs that could probably snap any of you in two. So if you got into a physical confrontation with them, or at least they look like they could do that.
Well, I feel like it would be the most safe to just try and get Magpie out and then just get the heck out before things get out of hand. Because I don't think we can handle 10 of those big...
I think we can.
Bullies. Oh, we can?
I'm pretty sure I can burn half of them before they know what hit them.
That's true. I mean, you could just straight up assault this thing, element of surprise.
Are they like spread out throughout the building, or are they?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really it's not a big place. There's basically like an office with a couple of bunks above a bar, and then the bar presumably has a basement as well.
So like 4 rooms.
Yeah, so like upstairs there's like a couple of rooms. You could fit maybe like 5-6 people in there, like comfortably. Like the bar is like just one large room, fit about 20-30 people in. And then the basement, who knows? Like,
you don't know about the basement.
Yeah, but you've seen the bar and the office before, so
yeah, we know our way around it at least.
Yeah, to get to the office, there's actually a set of stairs outside of the building. The stairs aren't on the inside, so you don't have to go into the bar at all to get upstairs. Right, so I mean, you've done we've done an acquire asset. We've done a kind of acquire asset in terms of information from the snake. So Peacock, what are you doing?
Could I attempt to reduce my stress?
You can be indulging your vice while this is going on.
Just casually.
I'm expecting the worst. I'll just indulge my vice a bit. And probably overindulge.
What was your vice again?
My vice is praying to forgotten demon gods.
Well, I guess you can do that on location.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that is at the ruins specifically in Coleridge, but yeah.
Oh.
I could do that anywhere, I guess. So let's see how this goes.
You have 4.
3.
Mm.
Do you
That's-
overdodge? Or are you okay?
No,
No.
I'm okay. It's
Good.
that's the best result I've had with my vote. Every other time it's been a 1.
Cool. And then I suppose we should do Magpie's downtime. So
Just chilling.
you'll start off with 2 harm, level 2 harm, because you reduced the severity of the consequence. So we'll mark off 1 level 2 harm of let's see. Like concussion or something's probably makes sense. So put level 2 harm of concussion.
Right.
So that basically means you're on -1 die until you get rid of that.
Awesome. So I can fail even more. Brilliant.
Yeah. However, you got some downtime, so you're being left alone for the time being. So you haven't really got a way of healing per se. So I don't think healing is really a valid downtime action in this case.
Right. Okay. Well, I can't do my vice.
No, you like anything that requires you to go anywhere.
I'm not going to do anything.
You can't really do anything.
Because I can't do anything. What's the point?
Fair enough. We can always put it off until later. So we'll do that for the time being. I mean, the other stuff you could do is try and set up a situation, try and sweet talk one of
What, with a
the
-1
cronies or
dice?
something.
There's no chance of that happening.
There's always a chance of stuff
It's-
happening.
Well, not with the rolls I'm getting. There's literally no point me attempting to roll.
Well, you automatically fail if you're not even rolling, because you don't get anything from rolling nothing. So
Kick one of them in the shins.
Okay, sure. I'll try and sway one of them to fucking let me go or whatever. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, in this case, where it's more of it's an acquire asset type thing. So you're trying to try and chummy up with one of them. It's like there's not really going to be a downside to it other than you won't succeed. So, sure. Make a roll. I mean, I guess if you're going to try and chummy up with one of them, consort makes sense.
Does it automatically include this -1 dice or what?
I don't know. So
what's it going to be? Controlled, risky?
I mean, it doesn't really matter in this particular case, but so just go risky standard as default. Yeah.
We'll find out what happens.
Mhm.
No bonus dice. Okay, it didn't like that. So how do we do it with how do I -1 dice?
So just give it a -1 bonus dice, I guess.
I don't know if you can do that.
Well, give it a go.
So it was consort,
We could always just
risky,
roll again and
standard.
reduce the lowest.
Oh, there we go, -1. Hey!
1. Okay, so that will give you effectively a -1 tier thing. So no, you don't really achieve
So
anything.
if this character
So-
dies, what do I do?
Make a new one,
Okay.
or
Ghost.
the rest of the crew can try and get hold of your body before it's taken away by spirit wardens or destroyed by some other means, so that they can get your ghost. And then you can play a ghost magpie instead if you want, and we'll switch you over to the ghost playbook. Right. So there's one more downtime for everyone. So what else are people doing?
Are we gonna do a full 2?
Yeah.
Could I say I'm training while waiting?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go for it.
I feel like since I'm just sitting out and looking out for things, I could maybe train a level in hunt. Would that be just a tick in insight then?
Yeah. If it's in hunt, then yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm doing then.
Cool. What's everyone else doing? I mean, you don't have to do another downtime action if you don't want to. It's just, you've got the option of doing one more downtime action.
So what can I do in captivity?
I mean, you could try and train. I mean, you could use the fact that you're trying to bullshit artist these people into letting you go, or at least not hurting you anymore, as a kind of like your training or like swaying.
You're learning
consorting.
from your mistake.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'll do sway then. I'll train sway.
Yeah, cool. So that will basically give you an additional 2 points in resolve because you've got the +1 because of your crew bonus.
Do I get the crew bonus under captivity?
Yeah, you always get the crew bonus.
Right, so I get one more. So I get 1 XP, and I've gone up. That's all filled. What happens?
Then you get to put another dot in something, basically, in resolve. So
All right. Either consort or sway. What have I been using? It's been consort, hasn't it? I've been rolling.
that's the one you've been using the most, yeah.
All right, and then I get 1 dot, and I get 1 XP in that. All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cool. So it's just Peacock
Yeah.
and
Also training
Sparrow,
resolve,
I think. Cool.
which will put me up. And so I'll have 3 points. I can put a third one in, can't I? Now that I've gone up.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'll have 3 points in consort.
Nice.
Roll 20 seems to roll far too many ones.
Yeah,
One
I
twin roller.
don't think I've ever seen it this bad. We are cursed. So, Sparrow, were you doing one more downtime?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. I was just talking. I would like to study and train in attune.
Okay,
Because
cool.
I've been using that a lot, and I feel like it's very useful.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, you mark another 2 points in resolve then.
Okay. Got it.
Done. Right. So, I mean, apparently you do roll entanglements when you effectively give up on a score, which is, I mean, that's basically what happened because nobody decided to go in there and try and carry on the deception. So, we should roll the entanglement. So your current heat is 1. So, who wants to roll a fortune roll? Or should I do it? Because
How would you roll a fortune roll?
there's a roll fortune button on the crew sheet.
Let's see.
I'm not rolling it.
I'll do it if I find the cruise sheet. There we go. If everyone's okay with that.
Yeah.
Let me just find. Oh, it's over here. Number of dice.
Just the 1.
1. Notes.
Oh, in fact, it's actually 0 because you've got a wanted level of 0, so it's actually 0 dice. Yeah.
Oh.
We've got one level 1, haven't we?
No, because you managed to get up to maximum heat, but you then reduced it, so you didn't end up going to wanted 1.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry.
And then it says notes. Input value. Just nothing. No.
Nothing. No. Oh well, it's 2 regardless. Okay. So gang trouble or the usual suspects. So you don't have a gang or cohort at the moment, so that doesn't make sense. So usual suspects. So yeah, one of your vice purveyors or friends potentially are going to be taken in by the authorities for questioning. So who wants to volunteer? What I mean, given what happened, like in this case, it probably makes sense that it's not the bluecoats that grabbed anyone, and it's Ulf and his gang grabbed someone. So considering who, like the people they know and who's involved, chances are that they grab like Magpie's mum or something. It's like, I mean, that kind of makes no sense narratively, right?
Yeah, it does.
So we'll see what happens as a result of this. So roll another fortune, or you could pay off Ulf, but that doesn't seem to make sense. So I think what will just happen is that because you're not going to get extra heat from this, but Ulf, chances are Ulf probably doesn't like kidnap like your mum or anything, Magpie, but he probably goes around and like what maybe while they're out or something, smashes their place up basically. So your parents are going to come back home to find that they've been robbed and like their stuff's been burgled and stuff like that. And we'll leave it at that. Okay, right. So this next score, which is to rescue Magpie / kill Ulf. In this case, I mean, what are you doing? Are you doing straight up assault? Or are you just like the aim is to do violence to someone, right? It sounds like it's an assault mission. So,
but we want to do it stealthily. But I guess if it's an assault mission,
I don't know if the stealth is kind of like worn off now because
Yeah, I mean, stealth like is when the point of the mission is really to trespass somewhere without being noticed, and
then it's assault.
Yeah. The point is definitely to hurt someone. So I would say it's probably an assault. So I guess the detail here is the point of attack. Where are you attacking?
Run up this outside stairs and attack Olaf directly.
Yeah, like literally you're attacking him in his office. Right. Cool. Right. So what's people's loads for this?
Still heavy?
Heavy.
Light.
Okay. And Magpie, I mean, you haven't had an opportunity to change, but you were on light before, so I mean, because you're part of the score still. You're just you're already there effectively.
I'm not. I'm on 10. My stress is 10.
That knocked you out of the last scene, but you're now in this. This is a new scene, so
right.
You're here, but you're on maximum stress. So don't get stressed out anymore, unless you want to have a trauma, basically. Right. So engagement, we got 1 dice for sheer luck. Then is this particularly bold or daring? Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. You're literally attacking Ulf on his home turf. And none of you people are fighters. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I'd say that gives you +1. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Used to be.
I mean, there's a certain complexity involved in that. It's also a rescue mission, but
because we need to get him out.
If it wasn't for him, it would be less complex. I'd agree.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's super complex. It's not like it's just like kill Ulf and get this person out. Like there's two moving parts in this really. So like even like the worst case scenario here is that you just kill Ulf and you don't hurt any of the rest of his gang or anything, and everyone knows you killed Ulf, but cutting the head off the snake is good enough, right? So does it expose a vulnerability in the target or hit them where they're weakest? Definitely not. In fact,
the opposite.
Yeah, in fact, being that they're a bunch of kind of like heavy bruisers, they're probably the strongest against this kind of attack, this kind of engagement, and it's also in their stronghold. So I would say take off a dice for that. So we're back to 1 dice in total. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? If so, take a dice.
Would the blue coats want to help us?
I think the blue coats might want to help us. Yeah.
They might. I mean, who's got a blue coat contact that they can reach out to?
I wonder who has a blue coat contact.
Because it's not Magpie at the moment. He's not reaching out to anyone from where he is.
Magpie needs to send a little birdie out and just.
I mean, let's have a quick look at what everyone's got.
Do we know about? I guess we do know about his contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not our contact.
Yeah, you can't use my contact.
Yeah, I mean, he's not friends with you. He's a friend specifically with Magpie. So, I mean, you guys know of him, and you could go and talk to him.
We could still
but you
reach
won't have
out to him.
but you won't have the same relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got your magistrate friend, that you have with the crew. I mean, and that's pulling out some pretty big guns.
We also owe him a favor already, don't we?
You do, yeah. I mean, he is not. You already kind of put him in a questionable position, so like leaning on him more is going to be problematic. Like, you have people that you're not on friendly terms with that you could still try and reach out to anyway, and put yourself in debt to them even more. I mean, for example, Sparrow knows a demon and a witch. Like, she's on good terms with the witch, but the demon is not like her much. But just because it doesn't like you doesn't mean it's not willing to help you in order for some extremely high price.
We're bargaining with a demon.
I'm noticing the billhooks don't like him. We could leverage that.
Yeah, you could reach out to billhooks and stuff like that.
Could we flashback where we asked them for help, and maybe that's an exercise?
Yep. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Just muscle.
So you're going to reach out to the billhooks. How are you going to do that? You're just going to try and arrange like a meeting with their leader, just like grab a billhook, like, you know, try and find out who the high up billhook is, and grab them on the street and sort of ask them for help. You're just going to let slip to them like that. We're going to fucking hit off if you want in on this, you know.
Yeah, actually, that sounds better. Yeah, that sounds more like our style.
Yeah. So you're not going to deliberately go out and speak to them directly, but you're going to kind of let it be known that Ulf's going to get hit, and that and you're going to let that get known in billhook territory, in like where billhooks hang out type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, that definitely sounds like a sway, like, yeah, as you're kind of trying to like surreptitiously like name drop stuff. So
well, it says here consult with rivals though, for access for resources and people.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if you wanna go with consort, that makes sense.
I'll roll consort unless J-Roll wants to.
Yeah, I mean, that said, you're on a -1 faction with the billhooks currently. So
yeah, well,
yeah,
gotta risk something.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
I'll put it to risky.
Yeah, we'll say risky. Risky standard.
Risky standard. Okay.
I mean, because it's a kind of a gather info thing, we won't necessarily call it a thing. 4. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, the message, that the message gets heard. Like, whether they're gonna do something or not, you're not 100% sure, but they've been looking to probably get back at Ulf since the spirit essence that you were employed originally by him to offload was stolen from them. It's like they're looking to get back at Ulf.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I mean, you hear that you know that it's been heard, so you can plan accordingly that they may show up to help or hinder or both. So
okay,
but there's no guarantees. That's basically your complication in this matter. You can't rely on it. Okay, so I mean, it sounds like we're still on 1 dice, and then but potentially something.
In consideration that
Mhm.
the billhooks are allies with the bluecoats, and the bluecoats also want
Ulf dead.
Ulf dealt with very much. I'd like to reach out to Magpie's contact anyway, and see if we might be able to.
No, he's not. He's not going to, because he's already got into shit over the past few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he probably won't meet with you, but you can try and meet with just any bluecoat. Like, just try and reach out to any old one. I mean, I say this is probably just make a fortune roll on this. they're tier 3 to your tier 0, so it's
Yeah.
effectively -3 dice. So because you haven't really got any leverage over them.
So,
So
that's 0.
yeah, do a 0 fortune roll and to see how well this goes. Okay, not well. Yeah, they're not really. They're not biting. They're no friends of yours. Like so. I mean, you let it get known, like that. I was gonna get hit, and they're like, okay. Sucks to be elf, I guess. That's like. So the best you can hope for is that there aren't going to be a lot of blue coats around to kind of keep the peace. If fighting breaks out in the streets or anything, but like again, no guarantees out there. So it sounds like you're rolling disengagement on 1 dice, and the aim is to get, your entry point is basically straight up into his office. So we'll see how well this goes. Somebody, who's going to roll the engagement roll?
I'll roll it if that's
Okay.
cool.
Okay, so that's the worst possible roll. So it's
Oh my god.
so you're in a desperate position. So the reason it's desperate is that having let it be known that you're hitting Ulf to the billhooks, obviously other ears are listening and they're expecting you. And so you show up, sort of geared up for war, and he's got his gang out there waiting for you. And it's like before you even get anywhere near those stairs, you're going to have to get through like 6 beefed up Scotlanders that are not going to take any prisoners.
Okay.
Jesus.
You want the bombs? Here come the bombs, I guess.
Okay, and
Should we go for break?
yeah,
for the big
sure.
A cliffhanger.
All right, we will be back shortly. All right, and we're back. We're back with everything going fucking horribly wrong. Hooray! All right. So yeah, so what are we doing? So where did we leave
Yeah.
off?
Well, because you got the worst possible engagement, you're starting off in a desperate position. So you're not going to make it into the office before you manage to get there. The rest of the crew are basically confronted by Ulf's gang, who are ready, armed and ready to break some skulls. In terms of inside the office where you are, Magpie, you're not tied up, but because you're kind of concussed, you're basically being, you've been sat on a chair, and you've got 2 heavies like watching you. They're both armed. And they're keeping a close eye on you, basically. Ulf has gone down with his. In fact, Ulf is with his gang at the moment, so he's outside with his gang. So it's just you and 2 heavies in the office.
All right, and they watching me like? Are they watching me intensely, like just
Yeah.
staring at me? Nothing
Yeah,
else.
they're watching you pretty intensely, like their weapons in hand, ready to do something if you try and start anything.
Right. So I've got. There's no way I can gain any advantage in any way, shape, or form.
Well, given the engagement roll, the first thing that happens in here is going to be desperate. So
Okay.
that doesn't mean you won't succeed. It just means you're in a really bad position. So
Okay. So engagement roll, yeah. What do I need? What do I do for engagement roll then?
Oh, well, we've already done the engagement roll.
Oh, okay.
So
You said give me an engage. Okay.
no, so it's now basically whatever happens, whatever it is you want to do, the position you'll be in is going to be desperate.
All right. Oh well, fuck it. If he dies, he dies. I guess. I'm gonna just try. I'm literally all I'm gonna try and do is just discreetly pull out a knife and just stab one and use his body as.
You could flashback.
But how do I flashback?
Just say you want to flashback to something like here's something I prepared earlier.
Yeah, you
It's,
plan.
you're like maybe you plan for this. Yeah, you plan for this eventuality in some way. Maybe being tied up and it's all going to shit was all part of your elaborate master plan, and this is all intentional.
I've got no. I have no idea of how. I'm not. My character's not supposed to be a violent character, but he wouldn't. I don't know how I could have done anything.
Non-violent.
He set up some sacks above their heads and it falls down on a timer.
Yeah. But I mean, it's probably unlikely that's the case. But I mean, there's going to be windows in here. Maybe something you set up was you set up some kind of thing to fall into if you dive out of a window, and so you can just bolt it and jump out of a window, and there will be somewhere safe to land for you.
There's a haystack down the bottom.
Yeah, we go full Assassin's Creed. Yeah, so
it's a bucket of water.
yeah. As an example, or you rigged up a rope like across the river to the roof of this building beforehand, and you just try and zip line down or something. You know, there's
sure.
you could set up an escape route ahead of time.
Sure,
so,
that costs me stress, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I would say to have done that and have no one have noticed you, it would cost you stress. It's going to cost probably 2 stress. But at the moment, since you're on maximum stress, costing any stress is going to tip you over anyway. So
yeah, I'm happy to take tip. I'm tipping over.
Cool. So in that case, what trauma makes the most sense here? I mean, you get to choose, but
well, like I said, they went after my parents, so I reckon I'm a bit more vicious.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. If you're vicious, is fleeing
it doesn't really make
the thing
sense.
that you want to do. That's the only thing.
If you're going to be soft, maybe.
Or unstable, perhaps. Yeah. Or reckless, even. I'll just dive out of a window to get out here. It's
Yeah.
I'm not sure that vicious necessarily makes sense in this particular case. If the action you're going to take is to get out, is to run away. So,
well, my action is to try and take out Olaf directly.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, what you could do is, here's an idea: is that you knew as soon as things went to shit, you knew what was going to happen. You knew, Ulf said he was going to go downstairs, and get ready for you heard him talking about your crew, that he knew they were coming. So you know roughly where he stood outside. So you're just going to try. You could just go, right, yeah, I'm going to dive out of a window and land on Ulf and just stab him in the neck as much as I can.
That's what I want to do. Yeah, that's definitely what I want to do. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, to just kind of know where he's going to be, or to maybe try to have subtly manipulated him to be standing in the right place, I'd say that flashback's probably going to cost like a stress or something. So yeah, we'll tick you over. So you'll go back to 0 stress now.
Yep.
But you've now got the trauma of, let's say, vicious. That's what we want. Yeah. So what the thing about some traumas is that if you do not indulge your vice as one of your downtime actions, you take stress equal to the number of traumas you have.
Right.
So so you'll always be ticking up stress now unless you indulge your vice. Right. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's going to be a desperate thing. Since you planned the flashback, I don't think that's really going to improve your position, but it's definitely going to improve your effect. I would say that, like, rather than it being kind of limited effect because you're diving through a window, you can't really see him. Like you've planned this, you know where he's going to be. So we say desperate standard effect. Do you want to take a devil's bargain, or do something?
Yeah,
else?
I'll take a devil's bargain.
Okay. Has anyone got any kind of future complications they want to suggest for this? I mean, I've got a couple in mind, but so with the devil's bargain, basically you're trading a guaranteed future complication for a guaranteed extra dice right now.
Okay.
So, does anyone have any potential complications they'd like to pitch?
Broken leg?
Yeah, I mean, you could. Like, I mean, that makes sense. Is that you're diving out of a window to stab someone in the neck? The complication is that, sure, this will happen, but
you guys are one of us.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Sure, I'll take a broken leg as well then.
Yeah, you'll land and you'll hurt yourself more, basically.
Yep.
Cool. So
So does it? So if it ticks over, does it just reset and I don't take any more stress, or do I count? Or does it continue counting up? How does it work?
So you reset your stress track back to 0.
Yep.
And then if you take any more stress that you take from that point forward, is new stress.
Okay.
So you're adding it onto the track. Yeah.
Big question. Is it though that all stress on one roll counts together?
How do you mean?
Let's say you push yourself, but you also took stress for something else on the same roll.
That's true, actually. Yeah, in this case, because it's all part of the same action.
Yeah,
you should probably burn as much stress as possible because it's all going to get zeroed out. So.
Yeah, exactly, because it's one roll, one action. Just do all the stress.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a good point. So, so
what's it going to? So what's it? Is it going to be a wreck, a skirmish?
I mean, it sounds like it's a skirmish, but then again, you could argue that it's a wreck, like because you're just blindly attacking without really thinking about proper tactics or battle.
Well, either of them are both shit. I haven't got anything in them, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go with wreck. Fuck it.
Okay, cool.
So what were you saying about the debt? So I didn't have to take a devil's bargain.
No, well, you can still take a devil's bargain if you want to, but you won't have any additional stress. You'll still be at 0 stress.
Can I still take? Can I take? Can I then spend stress to fucking stab the bastard? Is that the same? Is that the same roll?
Not with devils, though, right?
Yeah, you can do that instead of a devil's bargain.
Yeah, I'm going to do that then.
Okay, cool. Right. So in that case, you're not going to break a leg or anything. You're just going to.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So.
So it's risky, you said, or is it desperate?
It's desperate. So mark XP for that as well.
Okay.
And if you're using rec, mark it under the relevant one for that. I think rec and skirmish are the same thing anyway.
Yeah, it's all under bonus.
Yeah. So yeah, make me a roll then. So you've got a dice for.
And it's limited effect, did you say?
No, I said it's standard effect in this case.
Does this apply? Because I don't know. When you attack from hiding or spring a trap, you get +1 dice. He doesn't know I'm coming. It's technically from hiding.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, like you're literally like he is the last person he would expect to. Who's expecting you to attack him? There's no way he's expecting this, and also he can't see you because you're coming from behind a window where you're diving through a window at him. So sure, yeah, you can have an extra dice on that too.
Does anyone can anyone assist?
I mean, technically, this is happening at the same time you are down there, kind of facing up with him and his gang. So yeah, I mean, you could assist by distracting him.
I'll give an assist.
Yeah, how are you going to do that? You're going to try monologue a speech at him, you're going down, Ulf.
This is our master plan.
Yeah,
shut you down, Ulf. Just giving him tons of bullshit words, just like you're going to die today, Ulf.
Yeah. Cool.
And that doesn't cost me anything because it's my special ability.
Nice. Cool. So you got an extra dice for that. Or you can change the effect up from standard to great.
How many dice you currently got?
Well, I'm currently. Well, I was right. If I take that as an additional dice, I get 3 additional dice. So I'm rolling 3 dice.
Yep.
Are
And
you
that's for
pushing
desperate
yourself?
standard.
Pardon?
Are you pushing yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
So you could roll on 2 dice and do desperate great effect, or you can roll on 3 dice and do desperate standard.
Well, with the fucking rolls I'm getting, I think I'm gonna go for. What do you think? Should I play it safe and go for 3 dice?
I mean, 3 ones are still 3 ones. Like they're no better than 2 ones.
Sure, I'm gonna go. All right,
Example.
I'm gonna go up to greater effect then. So it's desperate, and then it'll be greater.
Desperate, great effect. Yeah.
Fuck this. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Fuck's sake, this is ridiculous. Okay, so however, it's great effect. I mean, it says there's no way I'm going to go because there's a certain amount of cool factor involved in here that is just, and you became traumatic as a result. So I'm not going to just straight up go, you fail. So yeah, you're going to achieve it, but there's going to be serious complications. And so you just dive out the window and like glass smashes around you, and you're like just there with like a knife you pull out of your boot and just like it's like you're like full on vicious, like you've just gone off your trolley like to kill off, and you fall. I mean, you're falling a full floor to land on him, and you do so and like just plunge this knife into his shoulder. But the serious complication is going to be that you're not strong enough to hold on to the knife when it gets lodged in him. So rather than pulling it down and gashing him open, you just get it right in his collarbone, and it gets stuck there, and you let go of it and fall and land on the ground.
Can I
behind
resist
him.
that?
You can. So you'll still let go and fall, but you won't be hurt necessarily if you resist. So
what that will be? A prowess?
Yeah, prowess makes sense for this. Yeah. So you want a nice,
so this
nice
is
high roll.
okay. So there's no bonus dice.
Nope.
Oh, for fuck's. Okay, whatever.
I mean, you're on 0 stress at the moment, so even if you roll a 1, still not that big a deal. So.
Sure.
So
Right.
6 stress minus the highest die.
4.
So 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you take 2 stress. Nice. And yeah, so yeah, you try you still let go of the knife because of just the force of the fall, but you manage to, rather than just falling splat onto the ground and really hurting yourself, you manage to kind of duck and roll, and you're behind him now, and he's suddenly like, as this knife's just like lodged in his collarbone. At which point, like, this fight's going to kick off.
Okay.
Like, you at this point, you'd managed to like stop things from actually starting. But as soon as Ulf is suddenly like screams out, like, sort of yells out in pain, and like a bunch of his guys turn back to him. Some of them then go for you. So straight off, it's gonna. I mean, there's gonna be like no, like, there's no like initiative or anything else, stuff like that. They are going to hurt you. There is a fight. So,
Flashback.
yeah.
Flashback.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah. So before this, I'd gone over to the favorite tavern of his cronies.
well, that'd be the one below his office.
Nice, nice and close.
Yeah, I went there.
Did you go in disguise? Like, that would help.
Yes. I had my
Sure.
cover identity.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is sounding like a too stress flashback because it's getting complicated, but yeah.
Yep. And I how shall I play this? Yeah, so I was chumming up with them and I slipped some slumber essence into the keg.
Cake?
Keg.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, they're eating
Yeah.
cake?
Amber cake.
Yeah, it was Ulf's birthday today, didn't you know?
Oh,
That's why it's so
Worst
bad.
day.
That's why he's so upset. You didn't know his name or that it was his birthday. No, it's like
The only present he wanted was to burn down the bloody place.
yeah, that's the only candle he wanted to blow out. It's like
Now I feel bad for him.
so. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean that's going to sound like a too stress flashback to me. And I guess the outcome of that is that while the gang would normally be considered one tier above you, we'll consider them equal tier, where you've made them a bit drowsy, where they've been drinking down watered down slumber essence. So
Yeah.
cool. So
Did Blood Crow also want a flashback or not?
yeah, does anyone else want to do anything before I basically just throw a consequence at you to resist? So
Oh yeah. I was hoping I can bring with me an unusual weapon, and for this I wanted to bring. You know what nail bombs are?
yes.
This is a bone bomb, just the same concept, and I'm just gonna have it be like a mine device at the bottom of the stairs.
Right, so before any of this stuff kicked off, you prepared
I laid it down.
a bomb, basically. Yeah. Okay. I mean, obviously they're past the stairs at this point, so we'll say it's like in the area, sort of near like where they're currently stood, more or less. They just haven't noticed it or something.
Well,
Or do
I'm
you-
hoping my device has enough strength in it to launch the projectiles around.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm thinking like, I don't know, 15 meters maybe.
Yeah, I mean, just bearing in mind that if you've got a bomb that's behind them, in between the bomb and them is currently Magpie. So
Well, what can you do?
I like how you're all trying to fucking kill my character.
Not on purpose.
you just don't particularly care very much for collateral damage.
I should
Right. Sure. Yeah, you can do that. So you can have set up. It's like effectively like a claymore, but that's full of like bone fragments instead of that's like on the hidden on like the wall or like in a gutter or something, just next to the stairs. Yeah. What is it? Is it on like a timer or something? Is it like burning a fuse or something? Or
I was hoping I'd use like a tiny bit amount of ghost essence to make it proximity based.
okay, right, yeah. Yeah, we're well with that. I mean, that sounds again kind of complicated. So it's like a too stress flashback.
Sure.
Okay. Can I do a flashback as well?
Sure. Yeah.
Great.
You're really prepared for this fight.
We just want to I just want to get out of the danger. Basically, I will have brought climbing gear and put that on beforehand, so I can use it to grapple myself to the roof, so I can get out of harm's way when I need to. So I want to prepare for that beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really sound like it's a thing that you need to spend stress on. Like you could have just showed up in climbing gear. So sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to do that then, and just kind of like prepare for getting out of harm's way, basically.
Cool. So I'm basically going to throw a consequence at you all, which is when the fighting engages. There is going to be blows exchanged. So can you all, except Magpie, who I shall get to later, basically roll to resist a consequence of level 2 harm. So
how would I do that?
So I mean, I guess it depends on how are you going to try and avoid being hurt in this situation. Effectively, like like a bunch of heavy bruisers are going to come and basically smash you with knives and clubs and fists, unless you avoid that happening. So,
Well, for me, it would have been like, peace, I'm going to the roof.
cool. So so I mean, that kind of sounds like finesse almost.
Yeah.
In your case, or potentially prowl.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess, which one do you think makes most sense in this case?
I think prowl, because it says climb, swim, run, jump, blah blah blah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
finesse
Sure.
is more about like sleight of hand.
Cool. Yeah. So prowl is underneath
Prowess.
prowess. Yeah. So you roll prowess basically.
I would be using a smoke bomb screen.
I was going to say the same thing.
Stole your thunder.
And then so we got this fight has gone full ninja. One person's grappling themselves out of the way. The other two are just smoke bombs. Like,
Oh wait,
no
I
bonus.
got. How does the bonus dice work for resisting?
I guess add an extra die to your roll.
But it's at 0, right?
Like, does it count how many skills I have points in, or is it the highest skill?
I'm not quite sure I follow. What exactly is the question here?
Sorry, when I'm rolling resist, what decides bonus dice?
Oh, right. I mean, unless anything specifically says it grants you a bonus die, then nothing. It's
Okay.
you don't get bonuses from anywhere. If you're rolling prowess, then you just click prowess, and that's what you get, unless you've got a reason to add bonuses to it. Cool. So so Jessica's going to take
Oh,
4. And nice. Sparrow's only taking 1 stress. And then since it's 0 dice for
Yep.
exile,
I'm
you're taking
taking
3. Yeah. It's just a shame you could have had 0.
yeah.
Yep.
The only time we get 6 and it goes to waste.
Typical.
Cool. So like fighting starts and the heavy start laying into you, but before they can actually make contact with you, your smoke bombs away or zip, like grappling off onto a roof or something, and out
Like a
there.
bird.
Yeah, the sparrow takes flight. Yeah, and they are not best pleased, especially since they kind of like come down here and fight us like men type thing. Yeah, this is like fighters like real fighters. None of this BS. So, what are you trying? Well, and Magpie first of all, before we get into thing. So you've stabbed Ulf in the back.
Is he dead?
He's not dead.
Okay.
And he turns around, obviously in quite a lot of pain, and sees you. Kind of like you kind of manage to duck and roll and get back into a position ready to fight, and sort of sees you prepared to kind of lunge at him again. And he just sort of like cracks his knuckles, sort of like bulges out. So you practically see like his neck and like shoulders expand.
That
And
must
the
hurt.
Bodybuilder.
yeah, which hurts. It actually does hurt him. It's like like the blood starts flowing more freely from where you stabbed him.
He just does it to show off.
I mean, he almost physically grows in size.
Oh.
Like it's like and he comes straight at you like a steamroller. So
Jesus,
like
good luck.
yeah.
Well, technically I should be faster than him, but I want to try and sort of like, because it says a blade or 2, so I could have a second blade, and I want to sort of like, I'm just going to try and like dodge out of the way and cut his Achilles hip, whatever.
His
the back
Achilles
of his
tendon.
hip.
Yeah, nice.
Can I assist?
You're gonna poop on him
Probably. Yeah.
Huh? What am I gonna do?
as you fly over. You poop on him like a bear.
Blurs vision.
Good luck, asshole. Yeah, like how are you assisting?
I was thinking
from
I
the
could
roof.
do a cool like Assassin's Creed jump off the roof with my blade or two. You
Wow,
know, 'cause
copy. Copy.
Peruvians are good at swordsmanship.
Mhm.
I was thinking I could just like do a surprise hit on the back whilst he's very involved with the.
I call you're going to try and like throw a knife into his back or something as he turns around. Or
Well, more like a cool like downward slash as I jump.
oh, right, okay.
You know?
So yeah, you're going to use the grapple to
Yeah.
launch you into the air and then disengage it and slash
Yeah.
down on him. Right,
Be a cool assassin girl.
nice.
So should it
Okay.
be not spooky doing this rather than or what? Oh no,
What
I
do you
guess it's
mean?
going for me. Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
He's going for you.
So-
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as a result of this. But
Yes.
what you're doing is trying to slice his Achilles tendon, and she's assisting you by also stabbing him in the back, basically. So,
I'm going to
That's
argue
it.
for prowl because of what it is. What it is. It's
Yeah, I mean,
ambush
yeah.
with close violence. So I'm waiting for him. So I'm waiting for him to come to me, and then I'm moving. So it is like a surprise rather than
yeah,
like.
yeah, you're full on like Morpheus from the Matrix. Cool. And so yeah, you take one stress for the not you Magpie Sparrow. Take one stress for the assist.
Yeah.
And you've got an extra dice on your prowl for Achilles tendon enemy.
Here you go, Mark.
Is this risky, controlled, desperate?
Given that you're already hurt,
That's
I
good.
won't penalise you more because remember you're on that -1 dice. However, well, you tell me. Do you feel like it's a pretty desperate situation?
Yes, because
Where-
he's about to fucking pummel me if he gets to me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Like desperate it is. And we'll say standard effects. Like
Okay, standard effect. Okay.
I mean, actually, you're being very specific. You're going for his Achilles tendon, and that's going to cripple him. So, we'd say it's great effect if you manage to pull it off.
Oh god,
But it's if you don't pull it off though, then it's obviously
right,
seriously
bonus.
problematic.
I've got 0 bonus dice because the one she gives me takes away from my damage or from my injury. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna splash 2 stress again.
Cool.
Give myself 1 bonus dice, which should knock me up to 3 dice. And come on, let there be a fucking god. Oh my fucking god!
Can we just pretend that was like a 4 at least?
Oh, I'm so sick of this.
I've already written off 1. This is like
Upside,
No.
you gain XP.
yeah. On the upside, you got desperate XP. So
Right, I've
you've-
hit prowess. I've hit maximum prowess.
Yeah. So, what you've hit maximum prowess?
Yes.
Nice. Well, in that case, you probably should ditch it all and put a point in skirmish or something, since that seems to be a thing you're getting into more. Especially if you're vicious, you're probably going to be skirmishing more anyway.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you fail. So you don't manage to get.
So
get
sick
his,
of why am I just getting all the bad rolls?
Yeah, it's pretty shit. So yeah, you don't manage to succeed. You go to like duck low and slash his Achilles tendon, but he manages to like grab your arm before you do that and just like yanks and twists the knife out of your hands, basically.
Okay, I'm gonna try and resist whatever this consequence.
Okay, yeah. So the consequence is going to be you lose your weapon and you end up with a sprained arm. Yeah, it's like,
I'll fix it.
yeah. But yeah, you can resist it.
Sure.
So
Prowess again, I guess.
yeah, I mean, prowess kind of makes sense for this. Yeah.
Any bonus dice? Do I want bonus dice? I'm on -1. I don't know how I fucking fix this. Am I just? Can I just check something? What am I rolling? Oh my god.
Well, that's perfect. You take no stress. So
Here's all the sixes.
666.
yeah.
There he is.
You got a critical.
Oh, and it's a critical, in fact. So so not only do you take no stress, you actually clear one stress. So
There's your sixes, James.
There's your
Yeah.
bomb.
All of them.
Oh wow, thanks.
But
Yeah,
I-
that's it. That's it now. With a critical, could I? I mean, could I sort of like roll with it and like? I mean, I don't know how far I can go, but could I reach up and grab the knife that's already in his shoulder?
yeah, well, what was that? Because he does manage to grab you, but rather than him managing to like, and you lose the knife, but as he grabs you, the momentum of it, where he's steamrolling past you, you use to swing up onto his back and grab the knife that's already in him. So
And just start
Yeah.
like just.
yeah, well, we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so the rest of you, what are you doing? You've got the obviously you managed to disappear in a puff of smoke, but they're going to find you eventually. So what are you doing? How are you using this at the moment? Or are you just going, oh, this was a terrible idea. Nope. Running
No,
out.
let's not do that. Wait, that assist didn't count as like my turn, right?
No, but there's no such thing as real turns or like initiative here. So it's just like, what are you doing currently?
I would like to grab one of these boys with my climbing gear and like zip him up to the roof with me, so I can just have like a cool one-on-one instead of being around.
Okay, so these are very heavily set men. Like,
How good is my climbing gear?
yeah. It's more like how strong are you to be able to pull someone up.
True.
Like, I mean, this would be like trying to like pull like an
Why not use
ox
my
up
zip-
by yourself. You know,
Why
It's
not
like,
use my zip line to like kind of like throw him to the roof.
not really. I mean, it's not sort of motorized. So
Yeah, you're thinking
There's-
Batman there.
yeah.
You're not Batman. You're
Yeah.
Sparrow.
Okay, well, okay, I'll ditch that idea. I'll just, well, I just have this advantage of being on the roof now, and now I can't do anything.
I mean, you can try and do that, but I would say it's going to be limited effect.
Do you have any points in hunt, maybe?
I have no points in that, but that doesn't mean I can't do it, right?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it just
say,
it just
like,
means that
maybe,
you probably want to spend stress in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like maybe shoot them or throw knives at them.
Yeah, but I don't have. I use 2 points for my climbing gear and then 1 for my blade. So.
Then just swing around and kick them, I guess.
Yeah.
Sounds fun, actually. Can I just do that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could just go like full Tarzan and
Can I
swing
go
from
like
the. Yeah.
From the
and
building.
Just like try and hit them with my blade as I swing past.
Yeah. Well, you're going to try and like do it like a big arcing swing and try and like just slash someone as you go
Yeah.
past. Yeah.
Can I assist?
Sure. Yeah. What are you trying to do?
So, well, I'm on their fucking boss. I'm literally about to start stabbing him in the fucking neck.
Well,
So
They're-
you're, yeah.
So
yeah,
they're
your
going to be
assist is distracting them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So take a stress and add. You can have 1 dice to
What is
to
it?
this attack.
Finesse? Or is it prowl?
Uh,
I guess prowl. Ambush with close
Yeah.
range.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's probably prowl. That makes sense.
What's my position?
I mean, you're swinging off a roof, so into a fight that involves a bunch of very tough guys. I would say it's probably desperate.
Okay. Cool.
Why do we always get in the fights when we don't have our fucking heavy?
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
What effect does it have?
I mean, I say it's standard effect. You know, you're just the aim you're doing is to kill this guy, right?
Yeah, or at
Yeah.
least just do as much damage as I can.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 1 bonus die.
Mhm.
A 1 and a 4.
A 1 and a 4.
At least
So
I got a 4.
Yeah. So okay, so you do it, but you suffer some serious complications.
Okay.
Being that it's desperate. So yeah, you slash this guy, like you swing by and slash this guy, and you just like get him down the side of the neck, and just blood gushes out.
Heavy.
And as that happens, you hear the death bells toll, and
Oh shit! Yeah. I
and
was like, hell yeah! This is
yeah, and your grapple snaps, and you manage to kind of roll into the fall, so you're not hurt, but you're now in the middle of the fight, surrounded on the floor by a bunch of like heavy, like these heavy dudes.
You can resist it.
My dream.
You can resist it. You can resist this complication.
Okay, I'll resist it.
Okay, cool.
I don't know how, but
In this case, it sounds like it's probably a finesse you want. So for you, that means So finesse is prowess. So roll a prowess.
no bonus dice.
There's no bonus dice for this. Nice. So you take no stress.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So you handle that like a pro. So we've got this bomb that's yet to be triggered, and obviously the two of you, Bloodcrow and Peacock. What are you doing?
Well, my next step was to make some Molotov cocktails, basically, and roll them into our enemy.
Okay, so what? So you're just going to tick off on like your load that you've got some Molotovs or something. And
Mm-hmm.
okay,
I'm
cool.
going to take a bandolier of alchemicals for that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Aren't I in the middle of these boys?
Yep. P doesn't
You wanna
care.
run soon?
I mean, they don't care. She doesn't care.
Collateral damage, the best kind of damage.
Burn them all.
So would this be a desperate, since we're in the middle of a massive brawl?
Yeah, I mean, you're basically going to like detonate like a napalm bomb in the in the brawl that you're part of. So yes, we'll say that's desperate. And I mean, I guess considering what it is, it's probably great effect, but that effect will also apply to you. So,
Okay.
like if it goes wrong. So,
Which it probably will.
Which you
knowing
probably
that.
with the current rolls, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Game-
fine. Rolling a 1 while detonating a napalm bomb next to you couldn't possibly cause any issues.
No, I don't see any problems. Okay, and since I'm just trying to cause carnage, can we say that the mine also goes off at this point? And for a bonus die?
Mine?
Yeah, the mine you set up earlier, sure.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do that. So,
So 1 die.
yeah, I guess you're trying to take out like the whole gang really at this point, right?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, normally I would drop the effect level because they're higher tier, but we already established that we actually knocked their tier down to 0 for the purposes of this battle. So sure, yeah, you can do that with great effect. So
Okay. J-Roll, do you feel like assisting?
In what way?
I feel like
I just want more dice. I want them dead.
How many dice you got?
1 bonus right now.
I'll assist you. It doesn't cost me anything, so how can I assist you?
So you should always be assisting, J-Will.
I can only do
Always.
I can
Huh?
only do it twice.
Twice per...
First call.
Pardon? Per score, okay.
First call.
yeah,
How we could do it, I can carry 2 bandoliers of chemicals. I could have given you the other one to roll them in.
Is that not a flashback then?
I mean, I could just give
Necessarily.
him now.
yeah. Have you got enough load for that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I came heavy.
Yeah.
How much load
Cool.
is that?
That's 1 load.
Would it cost me 1 load?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah, if you're holding on to it, it's going to be 1 load for you.
Yeah. That's fine.
Cool.
Let's do this.
So, wow,
Are you serious?
wow.
But you succeeded, though. You got
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, you succeeded, but you suffer serious complications, which is you're on fire. So,
Everyone's on fire.
So I mean, it seems pretty harsh to apply this to everyone. So I'll give yeah. So I'm not going to apply to everyone, but no. Then again, it makes sense that it applies to basically everyone who's in the fight at the moment. Now, Magpie's not, because he's just on the edge of it with Ulf at the moment. but everyone else happens to be in the middle of the fight at the moment. So you're all going to take level 3 harm of like on fire. So if you have level 3 harm already, then that means you will die. I don't think anyone does have level 3 harm at the moment, so I think that's fine. But obviously, you can resist. Duck and cover.
How would I resist this, though? Just running away?
Patting yourself down, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to just magically be not burnt, but like at least it won't be like full body, like horrendous burning. You'll just be singed. I'm
gonna say.
Also, remember that Monty established that we're next to a river as well.
You are next to a river, so you could all dive in the river.
What I'm going to argue is that I'm going to roll inside because I'm not dumb, so I brought like a coat that's a little bit sturdier towards fire.
Okay, so you're going to flash back to give yourself a bonus dice for the resistance roll, basically. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying why I'm using inside, for study. Like, I know fire burns, so I'm just going to bring something that's
fair enough.
Burn.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So,
ooh, a 6. Woo.
Nice. So you take no stress, and yeah, I mean, you're in the middle of an inferno, like when these bombs go off. So you're going to take harm, but rather than it being level 3 harm, you're going to take level 2 harm of burns, rather than severe critical burns. Right, the rest of you, resistance.
Because I don't want to be burnt, so I'm just gonna do a big old. What'd you call that when you do like a somersault?
Oh, yeah.
Roll into the river. Can I?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're gonna try and do the cool jumping away from explosion type thing. Yeah.
More like a roly poly out of fire.
Yes.
What would I have to roll for that? Prowess.
I mean, it doesn't really. I think it's not really finesse. What?
It might be prowl again because it's like climb, swim, run, jump, tumble.
Yeah.
Tumble. I feel like tumble.
Yeah, definitely tumbling, jumping. Yeah, prowl makes a lot of sense for that. Yeah, let's go with prowl. So it'd be prowess, wouldn't it? Yeah. Nice. No stress.
Man, we only get 6s when it's like resist.
Yeah.
At least something.
Yeah, true, but it's not really like the most exciting thing.
So what's Peacock doing? What's our gracious El Presidente doing?
Probably gaining a trauma. That's what's going to happen. Try and think of any way to resist, like I can justify.
I mean, you could flashback to and go really hardcore levels of bullshit flashback.
Yeah.
Like, for example, maybe you knew that you were going to use a lot of fire recently, which makes sense because, one, like Josefka is kind of all about fire, and 2, because you were planning on firebombing a Bluecoats thing at some point and then burning this place down instead. So, for example, you could say, well, I'm going to flash back to where I tried to find Demon to make a deal with where they would grant me magical protection against fire, but obviously that incurs certain other problems.
Yeah, okay. So, whilst I was indulging in my vice,
you actually made contact with one of the
guys. I was making contact with a demon.
Yeah.
For immunity to fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the next time you got affected by fire, it would be erased.
What do you mean? When you say immunity to fire, do you mean water breathing? Yeah, because that's so useful.
So what is the cost of this?
I mean, for this, we say it's a 2 stress flashback, and you still need to do a resistance, but you won't go over. Like, basically, you won't go over your stress. Like, no matter how bad this resistance goes, we'll say that, no, it's fine. It's not going to push you over the edge, unless you wanted to. But it's, you've got enough protection basically that you'll survive without taking trauma if you want to. So
if I take 2 regardless, I'm going to max stress.
oh, I see. In that case, then there's no point in running resistance. So yeah, okay. So you're fine. Like you just heat washes over you and fire just you're just engulfed in flame, and then when the smoke dissipates and there's all of these charred bodies of gang cracked up, curled up and crispy, you're just stood there immaculate.
Can I change my name?
Can I ask a
Can I change
question?
my name to Exiled Phoenix?
Can I ask a question? When I roll a double 6, so that's a critical success. What happens if I get a triple 6? Did that do anything else?
It's still a critical, basically.
Okay,
it's
so it
just,
wouldn't have reduced an additional stress.
No.
That's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. So the only person left is Ulf. He's going to take additional damage from you jumped on him as this bomb went off, so you're actually behind him, and he's facing the bomb. So he's going to take take damage from the bomb, and he's severely hurt. And you're in a position he's knocked to the ground, and you're almost crushed underneath him, but you manage to kind of crawl out. And he's got bits of bone, jagged bone stuck in his chest and his abdomen and his legs.
I want to try and slit his throat.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Let's do it.
Oh,
We
ISIS.
want him dead.
Yeah.
I do want him dead. He went after my he went after my parents, so he
Yeah.
deserves it.
Yeah, the death bells are ringing like mad. It's you've taken out about 6-7 people. They're all dead.
And also, Devka is giggling mad in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So this is going to be a pro roll because it says throat cutting.
Uh-huh.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean he's kind of vulnerable on the ground at the moment. So I would say it's actually a controlled situation. He's on the ground. You're not. He's hurt badly. You're hurt, but you're not as badly hurt as he is. So he's definitely got the upper hand. So we say it's control.
Yeah, and if I'm attacking him from behind because I'm underneath, is it an ambush?
No,
So
we're not.
When you attack from hiding, which I was.
Yeah, but he knows you're there. So
No,
you're
no.
hiding under a rock.
No, that's not going to fly. But
What sort of effect is it?
well, I mean, I think if you're going to slash his throat, I mean, there's not really a lot coming back from that. So I'd say it's pretty great effect, and you're likely to get great effect because he's prone on the ground at the moment. So, sure, say it's controlled, great effect.
I'm going to spend. I'm going to spend 2 stress to add a bonus dice to it, which gives me known bonus dice because of the -1 that I've already got.
Yep.
Do I get any assists from anyone to finish Olaf off, or Ulf? I'm going to call him Ulf.
He gets a burst of rage as you call him Olaf.
This is
He revives.
I'm going to be like, this is what you get for fucking with my family.
I thought you were going to say, this is what you get for having such a stupid name.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. I'm currently in the river, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a help I'll be over there.
Just toss a knife from a river.
You do know I'm
My
just going to roll.
blade.
I'm literally going to roll a bunch of ones, so a third dice might be helpful. But
Posy vibes, James. It'll be great.
I have got no. But all right then. So no assists.
Is anyone else?
There we go.
Those some sick ones you got.
Nice. Okay, sorry. I mean, it's controlled, so you succeed, but there's a minor consequence.
Oh no!
I mean, the obvious consequence in this is again another death bell tolls.
We gotta get heat.
Yeah, I mean the spirit. I mean, this fight's been going on for a little while, so the spirit wardens are probably going to sharpish. In fact, you can see death crows starting to circle overhead. So you slash his throat. I mean, how do you do it? Are you just like? I mean, I guess you're proper like vicious about it. Yeah.
Grabbing people.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah, just like
It's like prison style, just like
Yeah,
shank.
shanking him.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, just like proper like vicious, like just properly just tearing his throat up, just like blood everywhere. And
I guess from the river.
okay, yeah. So you're just soaked in blood, like just like all over your face, like your whole, like everywhere. I mean, yeah, you look like you've been in a red paint factory explosion. It's just like
And then I'm going to run and jump in the river and get out of there.
Ew.
Yeah.
Not near me, please.
Yeah.
What do you mean not?
I'm in the river. I don't want his blood on me.
Yeah. So I mean, Ulf's with the fire, the some of the surrounding buildings are on fire.
Great.
Get out of there, guys.
But yeah, so you can dive into the river. What's the rest of you do? We got 2 people in the river now. What's Peacock and Bloodcrow doing?
So, are there any gang members left at all?
There's probably some inside the building.
Okay.
But
There's 2 upstairs, remember? There's 2 of those.
I mean, his whole gang probably isn't here. There's probably a few others dotted around the city and stuff where they're doing jobs and stuff at the moment. But
fuck them.
yeah. But you've taken out probably the large proportion of his forces, and him. So,
I'm torn.
You have a Molotov left. You can just chuck in the house.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm torn between
Burning yourself a bit more.
burning the house down, going in and stealing something, or trying to get ghosts. I am intrigued by all of these options.
yeah, I mean, if you want ghosts, taking these bodies with you would be useful, but difficult because they're large, heavy bodies. Alternatively, getting a whisper to extract their spirits right now that they're dead.
Okay, but our whisper is in the river. I don't think I can get her back into the action.
I mean, you could try and do it yourself, just try and attune with the spirits and hope for the best.
We could take a break and you could have a think about what you want to do.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, we will be back shortly. All right, we're back.
Cool. So, before we move to the payoff, you said you were going to do like a flashback or something to have have made a deal with the gondoliers to help you collect some bodies, right, Peacock?
Yeah. So we are kind of favoured by the gondoliers because we returned a boat, not necessarily their boat, but we gave a boat back to them before. Didn't we? Yeah. And so they like us. So I suppose I'll be approaching them to ask, could we borrow a couple every day and return them after?
Well, I mean, you don't really have a lot of pull with the gondoliers as far as
We'll pay them a coin.
You pay them a coin to kind of look the other way and let you borrow a couple of boats. Actually, you've got a 1 faction with them at the moment, so you've got a +1 faction with them at the moment. So they won't necessarily go out of their way to help you, but if we're not using some boats at the moment and a coin happens to land in our laps, then sure. So yeah, you get access to a couple of boats, and they've left them, or they're just round, like they're ready and waiting for you basically to quickly chuck some bodies on some. Now, the downside of obviously taking bodies is that the crows are going to be following them, like the Deathstalker crows, and will kind of like, you've got these crows flying above you, like basically saying, "There's a dead body with a soul in it right here." So if you take any way you take them, you're basically saying to the spirit wardens, "Come here,"
Hmm.
I mean, another thing you could flash back to is you kind of thought that device was a suppress, like the whole spirits being detected by the death bells curse. You could have brought the device with you and just turned it on and hope for the best.
Yeah. That's in the realm of my character, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, if you both want to spend some stress on that, say like 1 stress each, then you get the boat and you get your device there with you.
The issue is that I'm 1 stress away. Would they knock out on the boat, or what would happen?
I mean, considering we're basically at the end of scene anyway, the fact that you get pushed out of the scene is not particularly here nor there. I mean, I guess what happens is that, yeah, you take out the you set up the device and but you realize just how much crap you're in, like you just look this swarm of crows above you. It's like, and you just you kind of have a bit of a panic attack or something.
I realize how many people I burned.
Yeah, like
okay, I'll spend the stress absolutely, and I'm out of it.
Cool.
I'm probably just sitting in a boat and laughing because everything's burning, and I'm
yeah, just sort of rocking back hysterically. So
I take stress, I gain a trauma.
I see. Well, it doesn't have to be you who set up this thing with the gondoliers, but or you could just set this thing up with the gondoliers and take a trauma. Traumas are fun.
I'll set it up, and then he doesn't have to take a trauma.
Okay. Yeah. So nice. Okay. So yeah, you get back and you notice that the crows, as soon as you turn the device on, the crows seem to disperse. And where are you stashing these bodies? What are you doing with them? You just into the pile, with in the corner of your lair, or
all in the lab.
Yeah. You can heap them in a pile in your lab. I mean, there's obvious problems in having a bunch of crispy fried Scotlanders in your laboratory that you'll have to deal with eventually. So that's another clock. So we'll deal with that later. But sure, yeah, you can shove them on your lab. Cool. So you get back. You have made a deal with the gondoliers and spent a coin from the crew, or I guess did you spend it from your personal stash, Peacock?
I don't have any in my stash,
so it came from the crew.
Yeah.
Cool. So payoff time. So rep. So the crew is, well, you went up against something that's 1 tier higher than you.
Oh, we're not gonna. I don't think we should hide this rep neither. I think we should get it.
Oh, well, straight up, it's impossible for you to hide this. I mean, you were telling people around the bill hooks.
Mm-hmm.
It was well known that you were going to hit Ulf, and then this shit goes down. And also, you didn't kill every witness, so it's
despite trying.
Yeah. So, so you get 2 rep plus 1 per higher tier. So that's 4 rep.
Are you doing this, or should I do this?
If someone wants to manage the crew sheet, they can, or I can do it.
I'll quickly do it then. So 4 reps. So we hit
maximum
hit max,
rep.
Yep. After taking 3 rep.
Mm-hmm.
So
the rest of it just gets wasted.
Okay,
basically.
and then we just drop to 0, don't we?
Not yet. You can't get.
Okay.
Actually, no. It doesn't cost you coin to change your hold, I think. So you can spend your rep. You can 0 your rep and switch from weak hold to strong hold.
Can we do anything else with it?
Well, you can keep your rep laying around and instead use it for other things, I think. We'll deal with that later.
Okay.
First, let's just go through the rest of the payoff stuff. So coin. You probably looting the crispy corpses. You probably managed to get maybe 2 or 3 coin amongst the whole lot.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Ulf probably had like a fine pair of knuckle dusters. So you can have a fine weapon as well.
Yeah, but he's massive. They'd be like that big.
Yeah, yeah, like each like finger hole you could fit like a whole baby's arm through or something. You know, it's like it's yeah, there's. But I mean, you could probably sell it for like another coin. It's so yeah, but say you got 4 coin in total worth of stuff.
Right.
Heat wise, okay, so it was definitely wild, devastating exposure. I mean, there's no way you were definitely seen. You were known that you were going to be doing it. It's
Whoops.
it happened. It definitely happened on hostile turf. I mean, I wouldn't. He's not necessarily high profile, but he is kind of well known in Coleridge. Like because he's been making himself well known. So we'd probably say another heat for that.
So how much heat? Sorry, did we get so far?
We're on 8 so far, and then
8?
killing definitely was involved. So that's 10 heat. So
1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and if we get to 10, we've gone over our heat level.
right, in that case, we'll be pushing. Yeah, we'll be dealing with some problems then. So yeah, so basically, when the tracker is full, you mark a wanted level and clear all of the heat. So
Okay.
so then add another 2 heat because it then goes over. So,
Okay.
Oh, but the rep doesn't go over. Wow.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works out. Anyway, let me just double check. So with rep, yeah, it doesn't actually say on here, but I'll double check later on. So, okay, cool. Yeah, so basically the problem with wanted levels is that it's going to change how your entanglement roll is done. So now, rather than rolling 0 dice on entanglements, you're rolling 1 dice because it's 1 dice per wanted level.
I think our gracious leader should roll that. I ain't fucking rolling shit.
And your heat is 2. So
Our heat is 2, not. Oh right, yep.
yeah, because it's gone over.
All right.
Is this not the one where we want a low result?
Yeah, generally the lower results are better. So
James.
yeah, you had a better chance of a lower result
so
when you were rolling.
I'll roll it.
Yeah, but it's just 1 dice now. Sadly, you don't get to pick the lowest anymore. So
So how do we get rid of our wanted level?
someone has to go to prison.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only way it's going to get done.
So number of dice engage. Wait. Which one are rolling? Entanglement.
Yes.
Where was that on the thing again?
I think it's just roll fortune roll if it's not.
Yeah.
There's not a specific button. For
It's
it.
on the cruciate.
There's engagement there, but not entanglement.
Oh. Well, I'm blind.
Yeah. So number of dice 1.
Whee! Not
2.
bad.
So that's the gang trouble or usual suspects thing. So you don't have a gang, so it's the usual suspects again. So at this point, the bluecoats are definitely getting involved. So who are they going to pick up? Who has a friend or a vice purveyor that's likely to be taken in this case?
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Say they take mine, and it's because one of the ones that we didn't kill saw me completely survive the thing, and demon involvement.
Sure.
Because demons, yeah.
I mean, but the blue coats are not going to go pick up a demon.
No, but I'm going to pick up my like purveyor.
Yeah. Well, your purveyor is basically, like a cultist, effectively, or something. Is it? It's like, yeah. So,
Illicil is their name.
yeah. Okay. So, are you going to pay off the blue coats to have them leave them alone?
We've got coins. We've got 4 coins, so we've got
6 coin.
So yeah, so we can only keep 2 in our fucking.
We keep 4 in there.
stash. Well, no, we can only keep 2 more in our stash.
Yeah, 2 more.
Yeah, because you haven't got any vaults yet, so you can't put stuff in the vault.
So spend 1, yeah. Pay off
Welcome,
blue coats.
watchers of illusion.
Okay.
Here's a dungeon dose of genuine
Cool. So
adventuring.
nothing bad happens. Like you just lose a coin to keep them away from your.
I will just note the other coin on my sheet for now, just so we know where it is, James.
Okay.
Cool. And so we get to downtime activities.
Oh, what about crew experience?
Oh yes, let's. I mean, we can do a quick experience afterwards, or we can do downtime activities first. But
Whatever.
it's up to you, basically. Does anyone have a preference? We can do crew XP first if you want.
Yeah, might as well because we're already on that thing.
We got
Okay,
that
cool.
sheet.
So crew XP. So, yeah. So, did you acquire product supply, execute clandestine covert sales, or
Ghosts.
secure new territory?
Ghosts.
I mean, I guess you secured ghosts. Well, technically, you haven't got the ghosts yet. You've got the bodies in which they
Secured
inhabit.
the
But,
bodies.
It's
but
still something.
sure, yeah, sure. Like you can count that.
What would happen to Ulf's territory now?
That is a good question. Most likely, it's going to be cannibalized by everyone who he was at war with in one way or another, and or the remains of his gang are going to try and set up something themselves. Someone's going to wrestle for leadership, and this is a thing that you'll have to be keeping an eye on. Contend with challenges above your current station. Yeah, I mean, you straight up did that.
How
Yeah.
much? Sorry, how much XP did we get for that first one?
I mean, I'd say, well, I mean, you pitch it to me. I mean, I would say it's probably 1 XP. Like, it was mostly one event that made this
Yeah, I
made
think
you
one,
acquire anything. So,
1 XP. Yeah.
One for the challenge.
yeah, contend with challenges above your current station. I mean, technically, you did it twice. Like, the first score, that went terribly.
Mhm.
So try and convince Ulf, or check in on Ulf and get some info. It was above your current station and it failed terribly. And then the second one, you killed Ulf. So I mean, I'd say probably 2 XP for that for challenges.
You learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Yeah, we definitely bolstered our fucking reputation.
Yeah. I mean, before you didn't really have much of a rep because you'd been very quiet and on the down low. Now people know that. I mean, they know that you're hawkers because that's kind of what you've advertised yourselves at. But they also know that you guys do not fuck around. You just straight up murdered a shit ton of people.
Hell crew, basically.
Is that 1 XP or 2 XP?
I want to argue too because
I want to argue too as well, yeah.
Yeah.
This is really big. And
Yeah.
something new.
This is a big deal. Yes.
We were what's in his pocket as well, weren't we? Really? I mean, that's probably our reputation beforehand. Do you know what I mean? That we were in his pocket.
Yeah.
Now-
yeah.
now
Pretty
we're not.
much. Yeah. It's like yeah. You kind of lost a reputation of being like Ulf's bitches, and now you're nobody's bitch. Like nobody puts you under their thumb. You
Alright, if that's 2 XP.
yeah, we say 2 XP on
Right,
that. Yeah.
we've hit the max for this level.
Tasty.
Okay, so I guess it's another special ability or some crew upgrades. I mean, I'd strongly consider doing some crew upgrades, but it's up to you.
Should we just finish off the XP track and then we'll decide, yeah? So express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Yes. Just what we said, we were fighting, to try and get away from Wolf in some way, and we decided to just do the opposite and just confront our problem.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly dealt with some inner conflict in that. I mean, generally, at least Magpie is kind of a pacifist, and he's definitely not anymore. I mean, in terms of the essential nature of the crew,
We grabbed ghosts, bodies at least.
yeah, I mean, you've said that your crew is strange, and that's kind of the reputation you have. And in terms of strangeness, you've probably got a reputation for that. I mean, you blew yourselves up basically in broad daylight, and then and a guy was just stood there like entirely
no
unburnt.
daylight.
Well, in broad twilight.
moonlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because Magpie jumped in, Sparrow jumped in, and then everything went up in flames.
Yeah. And then Peacock's just stood there like, entirely untouched, like yeah, so I mean I'd say definitely, yeah, you kind of you play up to that. So probably another 2 XP for that actually.
Yeah.
I think you played into that pretty well.
Right, cool. So, gracious. So what do you want to do, guys, with this XP?
From the special abilities, I'm only like high society right now, but I think Monty's right in that like we're lacking some upgrades. We could probably use some of those. Let's see. We can have a boat, so we don't have to go to the gondoliers all the time.
Yeah, so you can get 2 crew upgrade boxes. So when you do crew advancement, so you could get some nice stuff out of that.
Hawker's rigging, that's cool. Since we're gonna sell stuff soon-ish. I also forgot what the difference was between rooks and thugs.
I can't remember now. I think rooks are the people are shilling stuff on the pushing your stuff, while thugs are just they're thugs. They beat up people and muscle in and extort and stuff.
Spooky, you muted and you're talking to
yeah,
yourself.
Yeah. I think hidden would also be good because our reputation's growing.
Yeah.
People coming after us, and that's just 1 point.
Yeah, we can take 2. I want to say thugs just because we are kind of becoming a target, and just for like basic security, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it might be worth getting some actual men or whatever, people to work for us. That might be handy.
Because right now it is literally just the handful of people that are the players.
Yeah.
In fiction.
Yeah, if you get some thugs working for you, then you can start sending them off to do things for you and using them when you get into fights. You can just set your gangs fighting each other, and you guys can go off and do other stuff or lead them, etc.
J-Will?
I'm looking at the different types of cohorts we could have, because it doesn't have to be just thugs.
All right.
No.
It could be skulks, rovers, rooks, or adepts. So if we wanted thugs are what you'd expect they are. Skulks, are scouts, infiltrators, thieves. Rovers,
Yeah.
like sailors, carriage drivers, deathland scavengers. Rooks are con artists, spies, and socialites. And adepts are scholars, tinkerers, occultists, and chemists. I mean, our weakest link is definitely could probably do with thugs.
Muscle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We take in some of Olaf's crew who are now disposed because they have nowhere else to go to.
Well, look,
You want to work for
you either join us,
Scoundrels?
or You join them.
Yeah.
On other corpses.
No. You either join us or we'll have you for lunch.
We'll pick at your bones.
So we're gonna take hidden and thugs.
Well, if you're going to go cohorts, the cost of getting a new cohort is two upgrades. So you can either do hidden or cohorts.
But elite thugs is a separate thing.
Yeah, if you're just doing normal.
I have no idea if that's like an upgrade. Or...
Yeah, elite thugs are basically, it's like having a fine weapon. They're basically just better thugs.
Yeah.
You could just have standard thugs.
Okay, I'd say we could either just go hidden and secure and just like try to hide, or pick thugs. Either or works, really.
Wait, do
with...
thugs cost 2?
Yes, it's going to cost. Yeah, it'll cost you 2 to basically recruit. Yeah, it costs 2 upgrades to recruit them, basically. Well, the alternative is that you could not have a gang, and instead have one expert.
Yeah,
like you could have a singular expert that you have.
I think we should pay the 2 and get the thugs, and then we can worry about upgrading the base next time. Or do you think we should secure the base and then think about increasing our thuggishness?
The thing is, I like being like the secret small thing.
Yeah, you don't have to be big. The thing is, as you tier up, you'll kind of start attracting like other people to you anyway. So,
all right,
we
sure.
can solve that with either like the thugs or.
All right, sure. Let's go. I vote for secure and hidden.
Okay, same.
Okay.
Cool. So you're going to go double secure and then hidden. Nice.
I should help Ben, like, if
Defense
they go
issue.
after us again.
Yeah, that's certainly that's probably wise, given that the spirit wardens are probably really hot to try after you guys now. Cool. So that's basically all of the crew advancement done. Is there anything else special about spending rep or anything?
I think at some point we need to think about getting some turf and stuff like that. And
yeah, that's definitely be wise.
how do we go from weak to strong?
I'm having a quick look to see. So to move up the ladder and develop your crew, you need rep. So when you accrue enough rep, you are taken more seriously. Wait, so when you feel the tracker,
Yep.
which we've done, if your hold is weak, it just becomes strong, and you reset your rep down to 0.
Okay.
So you're now on strong hold. Next time you fill it up,
Yep.
when your hold is strong, you can basically increase your tier by 1, but it costs coin that's equal to your new tier times 8.
Oh,
so you'll need 8 coins saved up to be able to.
So we're going to need to think about getting a safe then, a vault.
A vault, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, bloody hell, that's expensive.
I mean, we can also have the money on us, I guess.
Yeah, that's an alternative.
Yeah. When you go up tier as well, you also reduce your hold back down to weak.
Okay.
I'd also like to remind that literally all of our scores except one was not involving getting coin, so it's no surprise we're so low right now.
Yeah, you've not done a lot of stuff to actually acquire cash at the moment, so.
Which I'm hoping to change with our drugs.
Yes, you're fairly well positioned now. So I guess I mean, do we want to do player XP and then do downtime, or do you want to do downtime first and then player XP?
Do downtime, then player XP, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So downtime, you've got a number of things you can do.
I need to
So-
fucking heal up. How do I heal?
Yeah, that's probably wise.
Also, I want to reduce my stress as well. I want to take my stress down.
Well,
So I want to do a healing. I want to try and heal. Do one thing of healing and then reduce stress.
Good news, because I'm a physiker, you get an extra dice to your healing.
yes.
I'm fixing you up.
In fact, it doesn't require a downtime. When you've got a PC who's a physical, it doesn't require downtime
Okay.
to heal.
Oh, great.
It only requires it to recover. So you can tick that clock, basically.
So how much do I ticket? Just one?
Let's see. How does the healing stuff work for that? So downtime. So downtime activities. So yeah, when you recover, so recovery is a long-term project. So it feels like you basically make a roll, and that will decide how many segments the healing clock gets filled.
So what am I rolling then?
It's basically the tinker for the physiker that's helping you out.
So that'd
So
be
I'm rolling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
what? And you're rolling Tinker.
Mhm.
Wow, weird.
I presume controlled?
Yes. Yeah, it's sort of controlled standard effect.
Okay. Oh.
So 4. So you get to fill your healing clock up by 2 segments.
Okay. All right. All right. I want to reduce my stress, please. I want to indulge my vice. So go see my parents. Find out that they've been robbed. Well, obviously I know they've been
That'll-
robbed. But
Yeah.
pretend
That will
I've...
reduce your stress for sure.
I do want to ask, since
Find out they've been robbed.
we killed like 90% of that crew, are his parents gonna get robbed?
No,
They were already-
they got robbed ahead of time. Like
Oh,
basically,
ahead.
when he got held, like like during that point where you didn't know what had happened to him, Alfred basically gone like,
Go.
I'm fed up with this asshole. I'm going to like send some boys around to visit his parents and smash their place up, steal his stuff. That'll teach him a lesson. Little did he know that it was going to end in his death. So yeah, so you can head off to your parents, and I mean, I guess as part of like your vice, you'll basically just be tidying up and helping them put everything back in place and making them feel safe.
Free.
Cool. So knock off 3 stress.
Wow, I'm still on 4 stress though.
I mean, you can spend coin to take extra downtime actions.
Well, I've only done one downtime action. Remember?
That's true. Because the recover didn't cost a count. So
Yeah, but I don't want to indulge my vice. What else do I want to do? What else can I do?
Can always train.
Yeah, I could do.
It might
You can
be
start
nice
off-
to put
yeah.
some points into a skirmish or get some prowess XP.
Sure, I'm gonna train prowess then. Prowess. That's only one though,
Cool.
isn't it?
yeah, if it's in prowess, it's only 1.
Yeah.
It's only resolved that you've got a crew bonus on.
Cool. All right, that's me done.
Nice. Okay, so shall we move on to Peacock next?
Yeah. I will indulge my vice first. Go apologise to my purveyor that they got taken and we had to sort it out. What was the consequence again of me getting the demon's help?
We haven't
Okay. It doesn't.
So yeah, I will be setting up some clocks.
Nice.
Nice, more clocks.
But suffice to say that that demon will be getting a name and will be asking for some favors. And it's quite hard to refuse demons for obvious reasons. So
Can't pay him off with a coin.
no, they don't really care about coin.
So that's what we should do next. Learn to take demon memories, and then we can nick his memories.
if you want to start fighting demons, you're welcome to try.
Oh, that sounds threatening.
I remove 1.
Do you want to indulge twice?
This is what happens when I've got nothing in prowess.
Maybe you should train in prowess, like just so you
It's
can
gonna
get
take
one
me so
something in
long.
it.
Well, maybe next time, maybe when we get...
If I can do some desperate actions, I guess, in prowess, that can ramp it up.
Yeah.
I'll just go fight some people in a bar.
Yeah.
That sounds like skirmish to me. Oh, yeah, that is...
Prowess.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
I will reluctantly indulge my vice again. Like, please, demon, remove my stress, but don't hurt me.
Jeez.
Demon doesn't like me very much.
Demon's
Oh,
like,
wow.
shut up.
Yeah.
I think every vice throw I've had a 1. But maybe one of them.
Yeah, you really don't get much bang for your buck praying to this forgotten god. No wonder people forgot about it. It's like-
That's why.
That's fucking ruins.
Yes.
Next, we're going to blow this place up.
I mean, I'll do it.
But we're constantly escalating. First, it's blow up blue coats. Then it's blow up your friends. Then it was let's go blow up some demons. And now we're going let's blow up some gods. Like, you know, when is this going to
Let's
start?
blow up the
Hashtag not
council.
my god.
Cool. So, shall we go on to Sparrow next?
Yes. I would like to do some training in resolve. 'Cause
Cool.
if I get some more done, I will level up.
Nice.
And I will put that point into attune.
Cool.
And then I would also like to train in prowess. But that only gives me 1 XP, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm almost there, just 2 more, and then I'll level that up. Well, that's it.
Mhm.
I'm fast.
Cool. And then finally, Bloodcrow.
Okay, so I definitely need some voice, please. Okay, that's sad.
It's some.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Oh yeah. Okay, so can I roll healing on myself for free, or is that only if I'm treating other people?
I mean, technically, it says that if a PC is doing it, then it doesn't count. But if you're doing it on yourself, though, you take 2 stress. So
No, I'm not gonna do it for free then. That sounds.
How much stress you on?
That's the thing. I'm just 2 stress away from filling it up again.
Just go fucking find. Just go indulge your vice again, I would say. And then if we do a small score next time, if you're around, obviously if you're here, then we can try. Then you can try and reduce your wounds.
Okay, 4. This looks better. I want to say, like, if we want to like have a few more levels, we should do more smaller scores and get some points in.
yeah, you've gone against some pretty hard stuff so far, and they've always been quite big scores for the most part. Like just going for some small time, like shaking some people down or raiding a shop and stealing its merchandise. You know, like some small scale heists and stuff.
Like what I'm thinking of, what we could do next time is just make some maybe social connections to, high class nobility people, and those count as scores as well.
Mhm.
Anyway, XP.
Yeah. Yes, let's do that. So we'll start around with Magpie again, and go around and do XP. Or actually, no. Let's since we're already on Bloodcrow, we'll go start with Bloodcrow and go backwards.
All right.
So
So I got my little list here. I did 1 desperate action,
Mhm.
so that's 1 point.
yeah, that should go in the action. It was 4. So
Oh right, that goes. I keep forgetting about that. Okay, prowess. All right.
so address a challenge of technical skill or mayhem. Yes.
Okay, so we're counting 2 scores, so I can go over the 2, right? My idea was I tried to study the machine previously before we started going out, so I want to argue 1 point for that.
Sure, that makes sense.
I want to argue 1 point separately for the bone bomb and 1 for the napalm bomb. Now I also have the crow dispenser, but that's already hitting them 2 marks, so I want to save 3 points for this.
Yeah, I mean, technically, the thing says at the end of each session, not each score. So,
Session. Okay,
So,
okay, 2 points then.
but yeah, I'd say definitely 2 points for that.
Okay, express your beliefs, background. I want to say, I wanted to consort with Bill Hooks. That's like my criminal background now, since we ran into them.
Yeah.
And the other one was
I mean, your casual disregard for people's lives was seems to be pretty following your beliefs. Yes.
So I want to grab 2 from that. So that gets me on the playbook advancement already. And struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during a session. So I have 2 written down. Let's see if you like them.
Okay.
One was me that while working on the drug, I didn't have anyone to experiment on, so I used it on myself just because I wanted it to be done already.
I mean, I'm not sure that you necessarily it didn't really cause any struggle though. It was more of a flavor thing, I think. So.
And the other one was that I couldn't wait to use the noble, even though it was a high risk target. I was like, let's get that ghost.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say just because no actual struggle or issues came up because of those, I probably wouldn't say XP for either of them. They didn't cause you any problems.
Did the fire cause any problems to me because they set the house on fire?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have another voice of arson, then sure.
Because that's the only thing that I can think of that caused me trouble, and not just me, like the whole crew, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to say that you had effectively a second voice almost of just arson, you just like burning things or causing mayhem, then sure.
I like hurting people, maybe. I mean, I was expecting to go over my trauma and pick reckless, but I guess it didn't happen yet. Okay, so what happens when I playbook advancement?
So you get to pick a special ability.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Oh, I get to. Oh, that's good. Okay. Analyst looks really good because then I can work on plans and not worry about having to indulge in lies. Fortitude looks cool. Yeah, I'll get that for now.
Cool. Right, that's done. So back to Sparrow.
Yes.
So we've done all of your desperate action XP, right? You've marked that
Yeah,
down already.
I've
Cool.
marked it down. I think I only had one time where I used it, so.
Cool. So I guess, did you address the challenge with knowledge or arcane power? Well, you used your ghost snake
My ghost snake,
to do
yes.
that recon mission. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'd give you an XP for that.
Ghost
Okay.
snake.
Yeah.
Ghost snake. And then
Ghost snake.
I think that's about all the magic I did, honestly.
Yeah, you didn't really use a lot of like occult
No.
knowledge or anything into
It felt
this.
more like Lara Croft, this.
Yeah.
Well, you did try to help me with that device. You could argue that.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh, that's true, actually. In
Yeah.
fact, the fact that you've got like a little half ghost or something living inside you now
Oh, yeah,
is,
I forgot about that.
is definitely a thing.
I'll write
yeah,
that
so
down.
Yeah, so we give you two XP for that.
Okay. Ghost. Strength. Okay, and then I think I expressed my beliefs drives heritage or background firstly by using like my history in like dealing with animals to like identify that skull, or at least
Yeah, that makes
some
sense.
idea of what it came from, as well as I think because I chose to use a blade during the attack, you know, the Eruvian swordsmanship kind of like came
Yeah.
to life there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it would have been easier to use like guns or something from the roof, but you chose to stick with blades regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that kind of probably ties a little bit into your Eruvian heritage. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I didn't really struggle with my vice or trauma at all.
Cool. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just need
So
one
we're done.
more to level up.
So, Peacock.
Yep. 0 desperate actions.
Yeah.
I think the only rolls I actually did was resistance.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you didn't. Did you address any challenges to do with calculation or conspiracy? I mean,
And it
Goading Orf?
coding out, like just tell him like my master plan, be like, you're gonna die now. Like, I don't know if that's conspiracy.
yeah, I wouldn't say that was necessarily calculation or conspiracy. It was more.
Could argue that me putting some slumber essence in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was some proper, like, yeah, I'll give you 1 XP for that, I think. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I did for calculation or conspiracy. Express beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I mean, I got the demon.
Yes. Yeah, you ended up consorting with a demon to help you out. So, yeah, that ties into your Taikosi heritage.
Yeah.
Struggled with issues for your vice or traumas.
As always, struggled to roll successfully.
Isn't that for you personally, the player?
Yeah. Yeah, trauma always rolls 1.
J-Wall market XP.
I think that's probably it.
I think I'll say it. Yeah.
Cool. So, Magpie.
I've done all the XP for
All your desperate ones.
Yeah.
Cool. So, stealth or evasion?
I did try and dodge a few fights, didn't I? And I
Yeah.
evaded the 2 bodyguards upstairs and jumped out of a window as well.
Stealthily.
Well, it wasn't evasion. It wasn't stealthily, was it? It was just
Stealthily smashed out a window and landed on all.
But then you forget, I did come in. I did do the flashback where I came and sort of set the window up so that it would break without much as a flashback. So that could potentially be stealth.
I mean, I think that definitely evasion comes into this. And I mean, you were using Prowl a lot to do lots of like backstabs and stuff like that, which arguably you can call stealth. It's like, I mean, you tell me. You think that if you think that counts, then go for it.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
I get 2 XP for that.
Cool. let's do it. So beliefs drives heritage or background.
So my parents are put at risk.
Yeah, like you went. In fact, you deliberately broke your own beliefs because of your parents, which I think is like I think it definitely counts as 2 XP on that. Like you turned against everything you believed in. You're kind of a pacifist. Like you're like killing is wrong, and you completely went the opposite of that when your parents were put at risk. So definitely.
And struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during that session. I
would say yes. Yeah, I mean, you took a trauma of effectively vicious, which made you jump through a window and stab Ulf, even though you're not a fighter. You've got no skills in fighting, and you put you in a seriously dangerous position that almost got you killed. Like, definitely, you took some. You you struggled with some issues on your trauma. So.
1 XP or 2 XP?
I'll say it's just a 1 XP.
Okay. Alright, cool. I don't level up, but I'm only 1 XP away from going up.
Nice.
Me too.
Cool. Well, I'm going to mull over some clocks, and we'll see where that goes.
Have we had any positiveness come from these clocks?
You had a nice dinner with the Ulf, right?
Yeah.
And then we silenced him permanently.
I know, but I mean, did we get any benefits from other gangs and stuff like that? Because Ulf was he was a bit of a pain in the arse for most of them, weren't they?
And the faction relations.
Yeah, I've increased faction relations directly, rather than I don't think there's considering it's a pretty hard thing that you've done. You've just straight up killed him. There's going to be an immediate reaction to that in terms of.
We have quite a few positives though.
Yeah, you've got more positives relationships than you had before.
I like how Ulf is still 1. He's just dead.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I mean, I would arguably say you're at war, except for the fact that they're 2 weak now. So you'll be
we
at
could
minus.
still be a war. We could just
You'll be at -2 with. Yeah. Be at -2 with Ulf. Just because they're not really a gang anymore. So, yeah, there's some bad blood there.
Wow, we took out a tier 1, gang. That's pretty impressive, really.
Teamwork.
Yay, high five.
All right.
When you set enough things on fire, everything can happen.
Do we need to? Are you going to do the clocks off screen?
Yes, I'll do them off screen.
All right, brilliant. Right, should we do some shout outs then? Let me just check, see what commands I've got set up and what I haven't. Do I have one for Alexia? No, I'm just going to do. I'll just do it this way. It's much easier. All right. Right, we'll start with Alexis.
Mm-hmm. So I'm Alexis. You can find me on Twitter under @GameSeizure. I know, confusing, because on Discord I'm a reason why. You can grab me on either or if you want to have a game with me. I GM a lot. I play a little bit here and there. Currently, I'm doing some games on the RPG Lab. We should resume our Numenera Wednesday game this week. And there's also a couple of one-shots in the cooking. That should be interesting.
Cooking?
Yeah, preparing. We're preparing now. I'm going to run a Numenera one-shot real soon, and that's going to be interesting.
Alright, cool. We did Numenera. Monty's a really good GM for Numenera, just saying.
I like to think the same, considering I've been running Numenera for 2 years now. With different groups.
Next is Spooky.
You did.
You did.
Hello again. Sorry. I'm Spooky Draws. I am a creative streamer on Twitch. You can find me at Spooky Draws on Twitch and at Spooky Draws without vowels on Twitter because someone stole the name. And yeah, I like creating art and I like drawing creepy shit. So if you like that sort of thing, stop by sometime.
Cool. J-Wall?
Hi, I'm Jaywall. Jaywall 7Z just about everywhere because some fucker always has Jaywall. I stream very, 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 very occasionally.
He streams on Saturday. Can you believe it?
I know.
What a day.
I was shocked.
Wasn't the most interesting of streams doing WoW stuff, but yeah. I have said this for like 6 months, but I have planned to stream more. It'll be different things, RPGs, as video game RPGs, tabletop RPGs, and some stuff like that. In a month or two, should be starting up again a D&D stream.
When?
In about a month or two.
Oh, okay.
Be continuing the Crystal Gateway.
We're starting again.
Rooster's got to decide.
Alright. Cool.
Yeah. You can find me here on Mondays and Thursdays for Blades and Warhammer. And yeah. Right.
Alright, last but not least, Dark. Or Monty.
Cool. So you can mostly find me on Twitter as Dark Grid. I write and publish some RPG stuff, mostly Numenera things, which you can find in Drive Through RPG under Dark Liquid Games. And well, I so infrequently stream stuff that it's not even worth mentioning, really. So
Do you stream?
so infrequently, I've done it maybe like 3 times ever. So I wouldn't.
It's like
I wouldn't
J-Wall.
say- yeah.
Yeah, that's almost as much as J-Wall.
You're
I-
muted.
I
Right.
know.
It's almost not worth mentioning, really.
Right, cool. Okay, so other than that, let's so yeah, don't forget to follow or like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. For Twitch, don't forget to follow this if you follow the channel if you want to watch other videos that we're doing during the week. If you want to support the channel as well, do think about hitting that subscribe button. It really does help. But other than that, tomorrow, fingers crossed, we've got Star Wars at the same time that we started tonight, which is about 7 PM BST plus UTC plus 1 tomorrow night for Star Wars if you're interested in the classic Star Wars. And then on Thursday we've got Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition, which we're currently doing. It should be the final part of the really crap adventure I wrote. But yeah, it's going quite well. I think it went quite well actually after the initial problem I had with it. But yeah, I've got my head around it. I just need to nick someone else's. Yeah, anyway, we'll jump that. But yeah, don't forget to follow, and we will see you all in a little while in the next few days.
See ya.
Bye.